1st of July after they came up short to the Athletics again yesterday, 4-3 at Fenway Park. Chad Tracy saw Cedon Rafaela line out to left with the tying run on second base to end it after the bullpen blew a 3-2 eighth-inning lead.
Another game that ends in a line out. Really happy with the at-bats in the ninth inning, and Rafa smoked that ball and just about got it over his head, but a couple games end on well-hit balls that go right at somebody. That's baseball.
Max Muncy's RBI double off Aroldis Chapman in the top of the ninth was the difference. The Sox open up a 4-game series in Toronto tonight. Newly acquired catcher Adley Rutschman went 0 for 3 as the DH for AAA Worcester yesterday. He will join the big club in Toronto today. He'll also apparently go through a workout, and then the club will determine what to do after that. After taking the weekend off, Patriots will continue training camp this morning with another closed practice in Foxborough. The team will hold a joint workout with Indianapolis tomorrow. Detroit announced yesterday backup quarterback Teddy Bridgewater has left the team and been placed on the reserve retired list. As a result of that, the Lions have signed former Patriots backup quarterback Josh Dobbs. Celtics legend and basketball Hall of Famer Don Nelson passed away yesterday at the age of 86. He won 5 championships as a player here, and at his number 19 retired by the franchise. He is also the second winningest head coach in NBA history. And after winning their first game Saturday, the Little Leaguers from Bridgewater, Massachusetts play Richmond, Vermont this morning as the New England Regional continues. The winner of this game will advance to the championship game of the Regional on Thursday night. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Attack for him, deep three, violent two-hand slam. Wow.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
Yes, I finally shaved my nuts.
and Hardy
Who, me?
Just hanging around.
on 98.5
Tinkerman, heard about you.
Yeah.
We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
That's gross.
Not a great cook, but I do cook.
When I asked him about the sides,
Kick them in the balls.
I don't care about it, but it's not good behavior.
Blaze Bailey is omitted.
Toucher and Hardy
We're the best friends that can be, my buddy and me.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
More explosion from your grand finale? Adult film stars that need to finish like a fire hose. More, please.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube, subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube, and go ahead and do that.
You sweet bitch.
That's right. Whatever happened to him?
Aaron the King Wizard? I think he was like doing some angel investing for someone. I think he was like working with startups in Cambridge and stuff, like tech or like medical or both.
Oh, I find that hard to believe.
No, God. Well, it's just what I heard.
Well, I think you're getting bad information.
All right.
I mean, his prison record alone, I think, would... And these were not white-collar crimes, I imagine.
Against your like a freak bitch.
All his threats were very gay.
Well,
Well, I guess they're not gay as much as power moves.
yeah, just violent.
Well, he was implying that he was, going to sodomize people.
Yes.
So
It is that, prison or jail mentality. I don't know how much time Mike Ness spent in jail. He must have spent some time in jail, right? Social distortion, Mike Ness.
I don't know if he spent any real time in jail.
I saw him at a concert long time ago, and there was a guy down on the floor doing like the Heil Hitler, the hand movements. Mm-hmm. And Ness stopped the show and went into great detail about what he was going to do to the guy, and it all involved Aaron the King Wizard type of threats.
Oh.
He was going to put him in a dress. He was going to do things to him. He was going to do all these things to sexually overpower him. And it was kind of funny at first, and the longer it went on, it got weird. The guy stopped doing it, but all of the threats were very specific in nature, like Aaron the King Wizard. I'm not sure.
Well, that was like when Tyson got out of jail.
Oh,
Same thing.
it was something.
Yeah, like his whole mode of insulting people drastically changed to sexual threats to men.
It wasn't as much about the boxing anymore.
Which was odd because he went to prison for rape.
Yes.
Right.
And then he came out with a lot of prison-y scenarios.
Yeah.
So, good for him. Well, I hope everyone had a very good weekend and enjoyed their weekends. I saw the new Spider-Man movie.
That seems to be universally praised. Are you the latest to do that?
I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was good. I mean, there was no, you would be happy to know it's right there in that universe.
Can you go in and watch it without knowing a bunch of stuff?
Well, I mean, I've read all the comics.
I know. But try and divorce yourself from your intimate, vast knowledge.
Try to put yourself in our shoes.
I mean, yeah, but I spend 2 hours a day learning about Spider-Man. I mean, I got DA on speed dial.
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to watch it.
No, it doesn't. It's. I don't know anything about Spider-Man. I don't remember what happened at any of the other Spider-Mans. No, you don't need to know anything. I mean, you can infer, which I'm using correctly now, that he had a relationship with Zendaya. Like I think they kind of explain it. So, and they're married in real life, according to Zoe.
Oh,
they're married in real life. So Tom Holland and Zendaya.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on its own. It's good. You can figure everything out. You don't have to know anything at all, because I don't know anything. And if I did, I wouldn't remember it. It's very difficult for me to go into these movies and remember things. You know, have you guys seen? Have we talked about the show The Shards, based on the Bret Easton Ellis book?
No.
The Shards is a book by Bret Easton Ellis. I'm a big Bret Easton Ellis fan. I enjoy his books. And there's a show on Hulu that's come out. But I believe it's the same guy that did the Menendez brothers thing and all of that.
Okay.
And it's everything he does is essentially softcore gay pornography. But Cindy Crawford's daughter is in it. And she's, you won't believe it, but she's attractive. I don't know how it happened, but she somehow got the genetics of a supermodel mother and became attractive.
Huh. Yeah.
It's the damnedest thing. But there is, in the book, there's like, Bret Easton Ellis, it's semi-autobiographical. It's about like a series of murders, which didn't really happen, but it's the thing about his books is that you can go and find out like the people that he's talking about in real life. Like now that there's the internet and podcasts and stuff, like I told you there was that Once Upon a Time at Bennington College where they go back to less than zero and like find all the people that the book was about.
Yeah.
And, and talk to them. It's very, it's kind of, I mean, it's the amount of research and chasing down these people that's required. And that's just for him. She does it for like Donna Tartt too, but she finds all these people that went to Bennington College, Donna Tartt, Bret Easton Ellis, this guy, Latham, they all became big writers, like critically, Tartt and Latham more than Ellis, critically acclaimed authors. And their first books were Tartt and Ellis, their first books were based on high school or Bennington College, like real stuff, like real people were characters in those books. And, these books were written in the 80s, and they went to Bennington College in the early 80s. And, he went to high school in the late 70s, early 80s, and she finds the people and talks to them. Like, it's crazy the amount. And some of these people, not normal people.
Oh, yeah.
some of these people are like, you would figure off the grid. Donna Tartt in high school or in college at Bennington College ran with these people that pretended that it was like 1800s Britain.
Oh, God.
They dressed like it was 1800s Britain.
Insufferable.
Oh, yeah. And so, like, one guy was, like, so, in quotation, smart, like, he never graduated. Like, his thesis, they all worked with this one bon vivant guy, this professor who had, like, a class of, like, 6 kids, and they studied essentially the classics, but a lot of it was based on homoeroticism in the classics. And it was this guy, and he's got this whole backstory, but the guy was... One of the guys that she found was so into it, he could never finish his thesis because he was translating something, like some like long-ass book in some, dead language, and he was translating it, but he could never do it because when you're translating a book, you're not just writing it like, taking the words and writing them in English. You're maneuvering things around and in this, and he just could never do it to his satisfaction, so he left.
That's a good use of time.
He'd chosen to go to like a school in a monastery when he was in high school, but she finds this guy and he agrees to sit down with her and talk. And they're not happy about the book because they all look like maniacs.
Yeah.
All right.
And so they're not like happy about the book, and she sits down and like talks to the guys. It's Once Upon a Time in Bennington College. I think that even if you don't, everyone knows Bret Easton Ellis, and if you don't know the name, you know American Psycho and Less Than Zero and stuff. But I encourage you to listen to it. It's like only could be done in podcast form, right? Like it's not something that could have been done on the radio. It's, well produced, and there's all these interviews, and it's linear and all these things. It tells a story. And even if you don't care about that kind of stuff, I think that you might be interested in it. A listener actually told me about that. And but The Shards is made by the people that did the Menendez thing, and it's they really focus on the gay stuff. Like in the book, it's like a part of it, but not like it's like part of the story, but not really super part of the story. And in the movie, it's and the people are handsome and often shirtless.
Were there drugs involved during this time?
Oh no.
Okay, I think
No,
so.
not in early 80s.
I was gonna
not
say,
in early 80s California.
How much of this? Yes, how much of this is informed or prompted by the rampant drug use in the late 70s, early 80s?
Yeah, there was a lot of drug use at that time. Yes, a lot of going up and coming down and going up and coming down. A lot of the parents too, very loosey goosey. Yeah, they seem to have said that like cocaine wasn't bad for you, that no one knew cocaine was bad for you. I hear that all the time, and then I'm like, no, they knew that cocaine wasn't good for you.
Well, I mean, just the way it like made you feel, and the fact that it would keep you up for days on end should have been a pretty strong indicator that this was not, like part of a health regime.
Yeah, and then they would be like, well, we didn't know you could get addicted, and you'd be like, well, you got addicted.
Yeah.
Either way, it's bad. Either way.
But the fact that they would push back against addiction as they were in the throes of addiction,
right? That's
interesting.
Like I know that things come out and you don't know like if that they're necessarily bad for you, but like cocaine, everyone knows about like Coca-Cola had cocaine in it and all this stuff, but by the early 80s it had been illegal for like a long time, and you had to buy it from a drug dealer.
Yes.
So just in that, I would think that you would know, okay, this is an illicit drug. Like maybe you didn't know like all the problems that it was going to cause with like freebasing and then crack and everything. I guess maybe you didn't know about that.
Well, it was ruined. It was corrupted by those methodologies.
Well, I think it made it worse. I think that if you're freebasing or smoking crack, the addiction is quite a bit worse.
Yeah, I want to go back in time and just do some pure, chew on like the cocoa leaf, see what that would do for you.
Like a worker in Where do they do, like Ecuador or something, like where they get the leaves in the field and chew them all day?
When we were doing Frame the other day, and the movie was Papillon, when Steve McQueen escapes from prison and he gets into some fields or something. I guess he's in South America when he escapes. I can't remember, but this guy is like helping him along, and he keeps like picking leaves off of plants and like rolling them up and sticking them in his tongue and showing him how to do it. And boy, can they keep running. They just keep going. Ultra focused.
Yeah. Just in there.
Only stopping to chain smoke and play video poker. That was the only thing that would distract them from their quest to escape Devil's Island.
Right. Because the police were not allowed in the video poker rooms. But it would be difficult if you can just pick a leaf from a tree and put it in your mouth.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, kid. How's that wrong?
Chewing on a root?
How does that mess with my sobriety? I'm just chewing on a leaf.
I mean, if you think about it,
Go for it.
If you're just taking a leaf off a tree.
Yes.
I mean, I wonder how intense it could be. Like if it's just the leaf off the tree, like it's not been synthesized or like burnt. I wonder like how intense it is. You know Creed from The Office?
Yeah.
You know how he was in a band? Like he was in a band in the 60s that had like a hit. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I just the other day I saw the name of the band too. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't. I think This Is the Season for Loving maybe was their song. I don't remember. It's one of those stupid songs. But we interviewed him, and I've heard this too, is that he was, wherever in like Southeast Asia back in the 60s, and they would put tar on a apron and run through the poppy fields.
Okay.
And then it would just collect on the tar on the apron, and then they would be filled with the sweet, sweet juice of the poppy.
Okay. Chewing coca leaves feels like a mild, steady stimulant effect similar to a strong cup of coffee paired with a distinct numbing sensation in the mouth. This all tracks. Does not produce an intense high or rush.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured that you could probably do that and not have it vastly affect your life negatively. If you just, it's when, people go, oh, this feels good. There's got to be a way to make this like way stronger. And then that's when they like get it down to the cocaine form or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like the leaf off the tree. That's what I assumed, is that you could probably do that all day and it wouldn't screw you up that bad because it's just the leaf.
Right.
Oh, also helps to overcome altitude sickness. How about that?
I even think, Hardy, that if you went there and you put the leaf between your cheek and gum, that you would be fine.
Thank you.
No, I do believe that.
Yeah.
I don't think that it would get you going crazy. It's like a cup of coffee. You take one of those
chewing and
Wellbutrin.
drinking of coca tea is carried out by millions of people in the Andes without problems, considered sacred within indigenous cultures.
But you think that, and then you think about mushrooms, and if you pick mushrooms and eat them, messes you up pretty good. So, what do you know? There are some things that grow, but now you have to pick up cow crap and go around a field in Ohio and pick up cow crap and then pick the mushrooms out from under it and have that not bother you and then eat them.
Speaking of, I just thought of this now as one of those things that, how it's like something happens right before you go to bed and then you don't think about it like the whole night. It just now reoccurred to me. Nothing to do with anything. Just the cow crap, I guess, because I took the dog out last night, and as I was walking around the side of the yard, she stopped and really investigating something. I'm like, oh boy, what is this? And it was the removed guts of a rabbit. And I could tell it was a rabbit because the tail was still there, and a few feet away there was a leg and some other guts.
Oh, man.
But when I say something had like the Jack the Ripper of coyotes had gotten after this rabbit and removed intestines, and you could tell this rabbit had not perhaps had a bowel movement in a while because there was stuff like still lining. I'm like, God, I can't leave it here because I don't want other animals like in the yard like picking at this, and I know whoever lets her out this morning is not going to watch her, and she's going to go right back to that spot. So here it was, 10 o'clock last night. I'm out there with a flashlight and a shovel, gathering up rabbit guts, with the bugs and all this stuff lying around. I'm thinking, boy, this is the life.
You
quite,
made it.
Quite a little existence I've carved out for myself.
Do you think there's any chance that the rabbit was run over by a car and then an animal dragged it into the bush to screw with it?
I guess it's possible, but it really looked, it wasn't pulverized. This thing was picked apart, and there were certain organs that were left and set aside by whatever was eating this thing.
Because that seems like a coyote that seems to have like a very specific taste, like an Anthony Bourdain of
which is
coyotes.
why I said there is a very smart, very ruthless, and very skilled coyote out there. I guess it probably might make more sense that it was a hawk, because you can see like a hawk with its talons
John.
and like picking. Yeah, John. Well, hawks not eat like certain entrails.
I'm not aware of that. I think they're not very discerning. Is it Andrew Zimmern from the Food Network that eats all the really strange stuff? Not a Bourdain thing. It's more a Zimmern thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bourdain did it too, but Andrew Zimmern had I think bizarre foods or something like that.
Yeah,
he had something. Yeah, he had something where he did that. I was on a date one time, or not a date. I was out with people one time, and I was telling this to Leroy the other day, and I was trying to be impressive, so I was like, this was years ago. I was married, and this was like years ago, and I ordered these pâtés, and one of the waiter, he's like, "You sure you want that?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, and one of them, he's like, "That's gross, isn't it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's the grossest thing I ever had." He goes, "Yeah." What they did for that one is they took.
He told you after the fact.
Well, no, he was like, "This is really odd," and I'm like, it was whatever. It was before people my age started doing ultra races, and the Tough Mudder, and we're pretending that we all liked restaurants, and so what they do is they put the entrails of an animal into a blender with the poo still in it.
Come on.
So it was like throw up. I would best describe the taste as throw up. How do you know what throw up tastes like? Because I throw up.
Yeah.
In my mouth. So yes, it tasted like throw up. It had the everything of throw up, which is odd that someone somewhere at least says, pretty good stuff. Give me with the poo in it. And I actually looked it up, and it is. That's exactly what it is. All right. Very good. We'll leave you with that. Everyone loves stories about eating poo and intestine and all these things. We'll be back in just a moment with what happened last night.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. What happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game, but what happens. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lopresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, what happened?
Red Sox found themselves in an unusual position yesterday, having to play a rubber match for a series. I mean, after sweeping the Dodgers and sweeping the White Sox, and
I was there.
Oh, you were there for the sweep of the Dodgers and the White Sox?
No, I was at the game yesterday. I was checking it out.
Jumping the gun a little bit here.
No, I was at the game. I'm not jumping the gun. I was at the game yesterday. You said that it was a rare rubber match. I was at the rare rubber match.
Yeah, you said, well, this is history about to be made here. I'm going to go.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to be part of the atmosphere, the electric atmosphere.
Hell yeah. Well, we talked about this on Friday. I said, this incredible run. I said, when they lose a game in the midst of another big win streak there, or they end up losing a series, my prediction was that it would be unceremonious, that it would happen at the hands of a crap team like the Athletics. And I felt pretty foolish Friday night after the 13-1 rout. I said, well, maybe it won't be this team or this series.
Well, the A's had not won a series since, I believe, May.
Oh, God.
I think that might be the case.
I
can look, but it was a long time. It was long enough that they mentioned it on ESPN.
They're 46 and 71 now.
They haven't done it since the All-Star break, so I'm still going back. Yeah.
Oof. Well, they ended Red Sox.
They're not good.
No, but the Red Sox did fall to the A's on Saturday after that 13-1 win on Friday night. So yesterday, Freddie T gathered up the whole crew and went over to Fenway Park.
The posse, the boys.
Yeah, that's right.
Sundays are for the boys.
I was going to say, don't be fooled. Saturdays and Sundays are for the boys. And in the first inning, you were treated to the A's taking the early lead.
They lead at second and third. A little trickler toward first base. Contreras is in to get it. A run will score. He goes for the tag, and he gets him. Wilson down to third. Throw over there will not retire him. And the A's strike first, 1-0 on a gentle ground ball.
Nice job, Fenway crowd. Really giving them the business. Really making it tough on the A's.
It was all A's fans.
What do you got? I have to call them the Athletics because I don't know what their official name is these days.
That's it.
Is it just the Athletics?
Just the Athletics.
Okay.
Yeah, because on the scoreboard and on the Monster, it says Athletic. It doesn't say the city. It just says ATH.
Yeah, Athletics. That's it. Yeah.
All right.
Normally we'll have the city, but it did not yesterday. It just said at ATH. It was they're a team with no home.
Well, let's jump to the fifth here as the A's holding a 2-1 lead. Red Sox with the equalizer.
Showing a bunt, got it down. Play at the plate, thrown away, and a run scores. White dives in. Chaos on the bases, safe at second and third, and a 2-2 tie.
How about that? So we got it all tied up. Red Sox would add
two bunts there.
Yeah,
a bunt. And then Contreras loves to get hit by pitches. I don't even know if that's what happened there, but it was a bunt. Something happened, then a bunt, and then
Red Sox would add another run there in the fifth and take the 3-2 lead, which takes us to the eighth inning. Now, Fred, much has been made of this player over recent weeks. We'll first listen to the highlight here of Jarren Duran, and then you tell me.
Poked. Here comes Duran racing for that. Leaps. He can't get it. It's over his head. Here comes the run. McNeil is in to score, and this game is tied 3-3.
Okay, so over Duran's head in left, which allows the A's to score there and make it a 3-3 game. How was the defense on that play, Fred?
Well, it got over his head. He got a glove on it, and it didn't hit the wall. So I don't know how anything gets over your head in left field. Again, it's an easy position to play because nothing should get over your head. In that there is a wall sitting there, and it's 320 feet. Like it's
less.
Yeah, 310 feet. Nothing should get over your head. In a normal park, left center is that side is way longer. I mean, you play the wall.
Jarren Duran can't play left field. There have been some atrocious defensive players that have graded out as average playing in Fenway Park. Manny Ramirez, a terrible outfielder, managed to play left when he was paying attention. Mike Greenwell, not a Gold Glover, still managed to play left field. There have been really bad players out there that could play that position better than he can. He's a center fielder, very athletic, very quick. You can see he's an athletic guy, but he can't play left. More specifically, he can't play left at Fenway. And on that ball, Fred, I had the benefit of replay where you didn't. He went to the side and then rounded his route back, which cost him a chance to catch that ball. And that turned out to be a very large play in the game. And then,
Whitlock allowed a bloop, a little bloop.
Yep.
And then, if Duran plays that, they're out of the inning. They're probably winning the game. So, Duran cost him the game, and then he grounded into it. He was over, but he grounded into a double play, and then he threw his helmet and threw a fit. He just is a head case. He's not good at baseball. He's not. He can't hit. He can't play the field.
And if you can't play left at Fenway, you can't play left.
Correct.
I just don't understand how something gets over your head and doesn't hit the wall. I really don't. I don't. And then,
like, there's no need to play shallow out there. I don't understand that.
No, I don't either. If you're an athletic guy, I don't understand how anything gets over your head.
The way it was explained to me, I know nothing about playing left field at Fenway. You play shallow at Fenway because you can take away the shallow hit because you know if it's over your head, it's going to come back to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
if
because
it's hit far enough away from you, don't worry, just turn around. It'll come right back to you.
Right, because the idea is that you will be able to nothing will get hit over your head because you can get back on it. I mean, things can get hit over your head. Nothing's going to land behind
There's
you that doesn't hit the wall.
There. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And Jaron Duran somehow has not figured this out, and now it's tied. So we'll go to the ninth, and he made a mistake on that one too.
Yeah, this I left when they were doing Sweet Carolina's my way because I took the train and I don't want to dick around waiting for 5 hours for the train, so I did not see this live.
There, swinging a high fly ball back toward the wall. Duran is going to have to turn. It's going to be played off the wall to Rafaela. The run is in. The throw into second won't get him, and the A's are in front again, 4-3.
Okay, this ball couldn't have been caught. It was going to be a double anyway. Fine. Jaron Duran goes back all the way to the wall. You'll notice in that play-by-play highlight, it said off the wall to Rafaela.
Yes.
Okay, that was a ball to straightaway left. Why does Ceddanne Rafaela have to play that ball? Because Jaron Duran went all the way back to the wall on a ball he had no chance of catching. He was standing right in front of the scoreboard, maybe 3 inches away from it. The ball hit 15 feet over his head. And so Rafaela had to come over from center field to back him up.
So if anything, instead of going back, you should be actually going shallower.
Yes, to play the carom, to one-handed.
I knew he was going to say carom before he said it. I had like this he was going to use that word.
See, I say bouncy bounce.
Yeah.
To play it one-handed like every other left fielder visiting at home before him and throw the ball into center field. I've never seen a guy more unaware of where he is on the field playing left than Jaron Duran. So I go, he's been hot at the plate over the last week, but I say again, why is he out there every day?
He's been hot at the plate. He's hitting 201.
Well, that raises his average 6 or 7 points, so he's been red hot.
My point is that that speaks more to how terrible he is, but if he's been hot and he's hitting 201.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not acceptable. That's not an acceptable batting average.
They insist on him. We have to hit him 7th or 8th, I think, one of the games over the weekend. We have to hit him in the final 3 in the order. He lends so much to this team. No, he doesn't. He doesn't lend anything to this team.
Well, yesterday afternoon, you could have said they would have won if he didn't play. Because anyone else could have gone 0 for 3 and hit into a double play, and they probably would have caught that ball. So there you go. That's all you need to know.
And having
if
said
Duran doesn't play that game yesterday, you could make the argument that they win. He didn't move any runners. He didn't do anything. He didn't. So he wasn't on base.
And you put a lefty out there, and they pinch hit for him.
Yeah.
In the bottom of the 9th. I mean, there's no reason to put him out there every day. Why do they insist on him? I don't get it. I mean, this has gone over. We've talked about this before, and the Red Sox, Chad Tracy specifically refuses to change. So we're stuck. We're stuck with him for the rest of the season. But he's going to implode again. He's going to throw another fit. He's going to, flip somebody off or scream at somebody, or it's happened
well,
two or three times this season already.
He threw a fit yesterday. He just didn't do it to the crowd. He was just mad at himself.
Do you really think not playing Jaron Duran is going to cost this team in any way, shape, or form? Is there any scenario with the Celtics, will the Red Sox not make the playoffs because you don't play this guy, or you lose home field advantage because you don't play this guy? I don't understand any of this.
Well, let's see what his WAR is.
Okay. I'm saying minus 1.2, guessing off the top of my head.
His WAR is... I can't find it.
Okay.
It doesn't... The ESPN's... Oh, here it is. His WAR is 0.6.
Oh, jeez. That's the upset of the morning.
Yeah.
All right. Great.
Well, there is some good news, which John has already mentioned in his headlines this morning, and that is Adley Rutschman traveling with the team.
Adley's traveling with us, yeah. I'll work out with the team tomorrow, do all the work. We'll hit BP, do all the work, make sure that, that he comes out of all that okay, and we'll assess him after that.
And they will play in Toronto tonight at 7:07. You playing?
Not tonight, no. But I would think as soon as tomorrow night, yes. A quick workout.
His dad bought a plane ticket to Toronto.
That's right. Peter Abraham had that little nugget of information pregame. So clearly the plan was to have him play a couple of minor league games, see how he is. He looked fine. He caught and threw out a guy at trying to steal at second base his first game. Looks like the wrist is okay. So maybe it is tonight. It's going to be soon. So tonight, tomorrow night, whatever.
Reese just showed up.
He's here?
He's here.
Reese is in studio?
Wow.
He's 20 minutes early, and he brought a valet with him. He has some.
He wanted to keep it a surprise that he was coming in studio today.
Oh.
Wow.
Some surprise.
Well, it's good. It's good that Mike's here because his writing describing certain things is thoroughly confusing to me. So I'm glad I'll have a chance to question him in person.
Bust his balls a little bit?
No.
I thought
we're
having him on at 7. I thought we were having him on at 7:20.
7:20, yeah.
Well, hey.
Okay, so he's 40 minutes early.
Wow. Here for Mike. All right.
I mean, if Mike wants to come on at 7, he
Great.
can. I mean, it's up to him.
Practice isn't until 10:15, but okay.
All right. Well, I mean, he's kind of forcing our hand here. My goodness. All right. Well, he's got a big box with him. I'm very excited.
All right.
It's obviously stuff for Jonathan.
Oh.
I wonder if he got backstage at the Howard Jones concert.
Oh, that could be it.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub.
The Blind Scott was emailing, but essentially, what if that disemboweled rabbit was the work of one of your neighbors?
Oh, yeah. There's a couple of kids that I think would be capable of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out there, trapping animals and disemboweling them and leaving the carcasses.
Yeah. The twins, as I refer to them, because I've been living across the street from them for their entire lives, and I still can't tell them apart.
Well, they're twins.
Yeah.
Such is the nature.
But they're twin girls, and one of the girls lost a tooth early on. And it was a bicycle accident, so there's been one that's been easily identifiable over the other, and I still can't keep them straight.
Yeah. Brandon and Brenda didn't have that problem.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Fred, let's talk about our favorite player, Aaron Rodgers, and why he didn't just retire, because he was asked about this. And there's a simple answer to it. It has to do with love.
I do love it, yeah. I'm also 42. I played 22 years. I played 3 in college. I've never had a fall to myself. I want to start a family with my wife.
Right.
I think you just have to know when it's time.
Why does he talk like that? Like I
do love it. Yeah.
I do love it. I talk.
He's cash.
Voice.
He's cash.
Yeah, but that's not how people talk.
Of course not. What you're saying, Adam Rodgers' entire life has been an affectation?
Yeah, it just is.
Come on.
It's just weird to me when people's just go-to is an affectation. Like he can no longer speak normally. The face has grown to fit the mask, is the way that they put it. Like his put on has gotten to the point where that is now who he is. It's probably not even an affectation anymore. It's probably just the way. But at some point, he said, "This is the way I'm going to act. I think this is cool.
This is the way I'm going to talk.
This is the way I'm going to talk." And then it became like really who he is.
There's been times in the last 3 off seasons where I felt like maybe it is time.
Mm-hmm.
But doors open, and I just tried to listen to the signs. I might have been listening to the wrong signs by going to New York, but
well, God gave him a bum idea.
But it was a good learning experience, and I learned a lot during that process. And I am
as opposed to the great success you had in Pittsburgh last year.
I'm just going to say he didn't want to start a family a year ago. Is that what happened?
Well, I mean, you can't have a year like you did in Pittsburgh last year and not, I mean, that's worth stalling everything and not having the family.
I am thankful for that time there, and I'm thankful for last year with Coach Tomlin because he helped me get that love back, that deep love back for the game.
Yeah.
That, tearing my Achilles and going through a year of rehab and just never feeling like myself, it just kind of beats you up a little bit. And I didn't want that to be my ending in the game that I love so much. And Mike and being around the guys got me that love back, and I was content in walking away. And then they hired Mike McCarthy, and I was like, okay, maybe we need a full circle here.
Yeah.
Me and Mike need a full circle here.
Yeah, that's what they need. 146 yards passing in the 30-6 playoff loss to Houston, who you saw then come into New England and really do a good job. That C.J. Stroud.
That first half, boy, that was really good.
You know what? And let's see how many offensive points that Houston put up in that game. I would like to see that. Yeah, they put up 17 offensive points in that game.
Oof.
Yeah, there was a Sheldon Rankins fumble return for a touchdown and a Kalen Bullock 50-yard interception return for a touchdown. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Quite an offensive display by Houston. If it wasn't for their offense, that would have been a 17-6 game.
Yeah.
Something of that nature.
John, have you mentioned Frankie Harris shooting a 59 and winning the playoff on the Corn Ferry Tour?
I did not.
Okay. Well,
that's on me. I apologize.
Just mentioned that. Jackson Koiven, 21 years old, has clinched the final FedEx Cup playoff spot. Now,
thank God.
This is where we get to the heart of the season. Forget about the Masters. Forget about the U.S. Open. Forget about the Open Championship. This is where it all got. This is what they're playing for, the FedEx Cup playoffs.
And good for golf to get those majors right out of the way.
Yeah.
Could have stack them.
Yeah, right here.
We're going to stack them in 2 months.
Yeah, right here in August when so much is going on. They could have had a nice bunch of people watching them, but nope.
Under the old schedule, Hardy, which major would have taken place this month?
PGA Championship.
Okay.
Which is, obviously the weakest of the majors, but at least they would have had eyes on it because there's really no competition during the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But they've decided to not do that, just to, really let you sink your claws into this FedEx Cup where the live guys can't even play. So it's just, take away some of that star power.
Well, there's only a handful of live guys that are playing well enough to really, factor in. Bryson is going to be a draw, and he can still play.
Well, let's say there's three. At least that's three guys out of the seven that might be.
And if nothing else, people aren't seeing them play live golf. So, that's a chance to actually watch them, whether you think they're going to win or whether or not, there's someone I haven't seen in a while who can actually still play. But no, the whole schedule change in the PGA was done because of football. And that's why they changed everything in the first place. They used to, as part of the FedEx Cup would take place over Labor Day weekend when we were at the Deutsche Bank. And then it would bleed over into the next week. And by then, the NFL had started. And the PGA said, we can't even compete with college football on that first weekend in September. So we're not gonna try any of this stuff. We're gonna have everything wrapped up before college football even begins, and forget about anything having to do with the PGA Tour while the NFL season is happening. No. Well, we'll of course hold our events in January and February because we have to get things started at some point. But in terms of like big tournaments toward the end of the summer, when it's actually fall, no, we're not doing that anymore. So they don't.
Yeah, because they wanted people to have eyes on the FedEx Cup, which I would argue they don't. You'd be better off having spreading your majors out and having some eyes on your majors where people actually do tune in.
Yeah, the one major a month idea, and that was also to fill the gap, that huge gap between the first week in April when the Masters happens, and then the next major was the U.S. Open, which is Father's Day weekend. So that's a big gap.
When's Father's Day weekend?
Second weekend in June.
I think it's the third.
Okay.
Second or third, whatever.
It's a 6 or 7 week.
It's 2 months.
Gap there.
2.5 months.
But there's, say for a national audience, the NBA playoffs are going on.
Who cares?
Well, the national audience, because I didn't throw hockey in.
No, that's what I'm saying. Nobody cares about basketball. You put the golf on. That's what people want to watch. Thank you.
I didn't know that no one cared.
Thank you, Dr. Brule.
Well, you learn something every day.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Our friend Mike Reese brought muffins.
A lot of muffins.
And then Hardy cut them all up into quarters.
Yeah, well, they're big muffins.
Well, that was Reese's suggestion. He was very adamant about not eating a whole muffin.
He came in with ideas.
Yeah, he was like, don't eat all. He's like, fellas, you won't make it through the whole show. Like, if you ate the muffin, you'd be like, oh.
Yeah, I don't know. We should dive into that a little bit more. Not make it through the whole show. How?
Yeah, like what's that muffin going to do to me?
Well,
Did you put acid in them?
that might be the case.
If anyone suffers full puppy syndrome in this building, it's Mike Reese. If he just has a big meal, he's going night-night.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume so. We can ask him. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
The Thing on the Sports Hub.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tires Studios. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Mike Reese from ESPN is here. He's got a boy out there videotaping him.
Hey, who's your boy?
Oh, I'm sorry. I had the wrong mic on.
There we go.
Wait, what is the right? Okay, that's the right mic. Okay, go ahead.
So we have Zach, Zach Ventola, student, Syracuse University, going into his sophomore year. The most passionate Patriots fan I know, has been attending every training camp practice since he's been 3. And he's been shadowing me this spring training camp. He's learning about the business because he's going to be in the business.
Okay, so when you say every practice, you mean he's gone to at least a practice at every camp?
No. Every practice.
Whoa. Since he was 3?
Since he was 3.
Oh, my God.
I questioned his extracurricular activities.
What else does he do with his life?
Yeah, like there was but there was no camps or
that was his camp.
All right.
His parents would take him. His parents have taken him.
That's right.
Every year for the last 16 years.
They just drop him off. They thought it was a summer camp. And they said, okay, we're
is
just
that what
dropping
it
you
is?
at camp.
All right.
Well, it's like, camp. We're dropping you at camp for the day.
Why?
Because this is not the wrong mic. Sorry.
What? It's not the wrong mic? Then why do we turn it off?
What the hell is going on?
He said it's not the wrong mic.
And we need to turn this around, you see.
Yeah, well, Nick is... what was wrong with that mic?
What is going on?
No.
This position. And this is linked up to the cameras and.
Oh, Nick didn't like where you were sitting because of YouTube. Oh, well, we've got to super serve the YouTube people.
Of course, that means more than the on-air product.
The 200 people that are watching right now need to be super served.
I'm brittle.
That was so bizarre and so uniquely Nick at the same time.
But Reese, you really threw him for a curveball, and he didn't have time to prepare.
Oh, my God.
So he went, well, bring him in here.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to be on a mic. That is,
what are you going to do now, Nick?
Yeah, Nick, you're in real trouble.
We're bringing someone else in.
Yeah, bring in your boyfriend here.
Now, just to spite you, we are going to use that microphone.
And I mean your friend who's a boy.
Oh, come on in.
Right there.
All right, Nick, what are you going to do now?
I thought you were asking for me.
Everyone at Syracuse,
I'm done.
Dreaming of an on-air position is going to be very jealous of you at this moment.
All right, here we go.
All right, there we go.
Very exciting for him. Well, all right, what's your name?
Zach.
All right, so Zach, you've been at every Patriots training camp since you were 3.
I have. Haven't missed a day.
Okay, so that was not your decision at 3.
I was brought once, and I asked to go again, and again, and again, and
which I get, because as a 3-year-old, watching men stretch and run through very light walkthroughs, that's exciting.
Oh,
you know,
thrilling.
it's like going to the circus for a 3-year-old.
Exactly. See?
Yeah.
All right, so you would ask to go, and would you ask for chocolate, and your parents would give it to you every time you wanted it? I mean, it seems like they were very giving to you.
I guess, I mean, they definitely were, but you know, got lucky, went to a camp and just kept going.
Only child?
No, youngest of 6.
What?
Now, did your siblings go to the camps?
They did, not as often as I did. I mean, when I was younger, they would go to probably all of them, but you know, as we grew up, I think it whittled down to just me.
All right, this does make a little bit of sense, though. 6 kids. What are we going to do that's free? Oh, Patriots training camp.
Were you left alone at camp?
Were
at
you
times?
dropped off at camp?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Not when I was younger. As you know, as years went on, yeah, definitely. But
I want to jump in here and tell you an interesting story. So he's been with me for this camp, and the people who work at training camp were concerned that he wasn't around in his regular spot that he's been in the last 14 years. And so when they saw him with me, I'm so happy that Zach is here. I was worried something happened to him.
So where was your regular spot?
I would go all the way down the bleachers near like where the ADA section would be.
8B. So
Yeah, the audience knows what's going on.
I've never been.
8B, Fred.
Maybe dumb this down a little bit.
The 8B section, because the whole audience is going to training
I
camp.
don't even know what that is.
I've never been in the bleachers at camp. Okay. Do you live like in Foxborough? Do you live like somewhere on the Gillette compound?
Westwood, so 20 minutes out.
Okay.
All right, now this is making sense. Okay.
All right.
No, it doesn't. That doesn't mean anything.
That's where he lives.
Yeah, we're in the same.
Yeah, what does that make? How does that make anything make
That's how he
sense?
hooked up with Mike. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
because Mike lives in Westwood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so what is? Oh, does one of your kids go to school with him?
So it was probably more I think you hooked up with me through school, or like, hey, we live in the same town, you know, someday I'd love to, you know, be a reporter. Could we
Do your
talk?
kids go to the same school as him?
Yes.
Okay, but they're not friends.
Not I would say different grades. So
Not friends.
Not
Different cliques.
Yes.
Okay.
I knew him before I knew them.
Oh, are they cruel to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
They are cruel to you. Okay.
Yeah.
Reese, I knew that you would have bullies in your.
Mean Girl?
It's a whole mean girl sitch.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Do any of the players know and recognize you by now?
So when I was younger, definitely. Like Devin McCourty, Julian Edelman. If Julian Edelman saw me, he'd be like, "Oh, what's up, Zach?"
Yeah, photo op, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, anyone who wants a picture with him.
Most dangerous place at camp between Julian Edelman and a camera.
Yeah, you
don't
wanna-
step in
that's a
between
good
those
point.
two items.
So when you were there, like, so you must have a bunch of like Patriot stuff signed and everything. You must like almost too much stuff.
You could say that.
Yeah. I had a friend in college who his dad was, or his like grandfather was one of the people that hits the button when the goal goes in at the Garden.
Yeah.
And so he lived in Rye, and he would go to the New York Rangers practices. And when he came to college, he had like a huge box just full of practice pucks. He brought them to college.
Why? Why would you do that?
I remember that he had them.
Florida?
Yes. He brought them from Rye, New York to Orlando, Florida, Winter Park, Florida. I remember him having these things.
Oh,
so
Lord.
do you have so much stuff that it's like just all garbage at this point?
It's kind of a mix.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
certainly stuff that I like more than other stuff.
What's the most random autograph off the top of your head? Because there's got to be a lot.
You
but
could name anybody. I'd probably have it.
right, like so a bunch of like people that didn't make the team and stuff.
I have a mix. I'll have.
No, obviously you have people that
footballs and-
made the team.
Yeah,
Do you have any Buddy Farnham autographed here?
Zach Sudfeld paraphernalia?
Oh, Zach Sudfeld
Baby
had a
Gronk.
career.
Yeah, I mean, I have
Scored a touchdown at a game I was at when he was on the line.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
footballs or helmets that are signed by Tom Brady and somebody who didn't make the team. I'd get everybody.
Those are valuable.
Yeah.
Tom Brady and then Brian Timms on the back of the helmets.
Exactly.
He didn't understand the whole memorabilia game.
That's right.
How many things do you have signed by Tom Brady?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Maybe 10 to 15.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
There's
All right.
the mix of the real Tom Brady signature and the training camp check mark that he would give when he would just walk down the line.
Oh, he would half-ass it?
Yeah.
Did you ever any interactions with Belichick?
I did once.
Yeah.
He-
What did he do? Hit you?
Yeah. How'd you know?
Cough on you or something?
Yeah.
Give you the nutmeg.
Yeah.
What did he do?
So I think it was the first day of training camp. I'd never seen him sign for the public, but he came right over before he went to sign for the ADA section. He signed like maybe 5 signatures for the public, all for kids. And this was when I was maybe 10 to 12. I told him that I'd been here every day. I had a big canvas that I was planning on getting signed by everyone during camp, but it was the first day, so it was blank. And he wrote, "To Zach, Bill Belichick, thank you for being here every day."
Oh, well, look at that. He did something that wasn't horrible and cruel.
Did you sign the big birthday card for Brady when they had the 40th birthday celebration for him?
I think I did.
You see him?
A slice of cake?
Did you see him? Yeah. Did you see him load it into the back of that truck and take it directly to the dumpster after all you idiots signed his birthday card?
He didn't take it to the dumpster.
I saw it carted off. I saw it carted off to a section of Gillette Stadium where I know the dumpsters are, and that's where that thing went.
Yeah, well, he didn't do it. Someone else from the organization would do it.
Well, no, Brady wasn't driving that.
Oh,
thing.
I thought you said Brady. You saw Brady put it in.
I saw Brady instruct him to take it to the dumpster. You could. I was lip reading and take that and throw it away.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, what have you learned being with Reese for this time?
Oh, man. I mean, first of all, he knows everybody. I think we need to put that out there. You know, every security guard, every, team people, but just walking around with him.
Right.
But more importantly, everything behind the scenes of how to do the job correctly. You know, how to report on things.
Have you ever seen the box he stands on?
I don't think we brought that out yet.
Not this year.
Okay.
I've seen it from game days and
Yeah. Did you ever ask for the box to be part of your memorabilia collection?
When you're done, will you have Reese sign it and take it home?
It's up to you, Mike.
I'd buy that off you.
Yeah. Oh my God, that'd be prominently displayed.
Yeah, you get him and Dale Arnold's box. You got both boxes.
I think Dale's just a little taller, though. You know.
I don't. Is Dale shorter than Mike?
No. But he has to have it.
It's not like Jaffe's really tall. When Jaffe's like 5'11". I don't know what he needed that box for.
So your parents were willing to take you to every practice up until the point you could drive. How many games did they take you to over the years?
Oh, that's a good question. I actually don't know.
A lot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
Yeah. We had season tickets for a few years, maybe 4.
But for all the kids, though.
No, not for all.
Okay.
Well, as the youngest, the others move on.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Well, you must have siblings in their 40s if you got 6 of them.
Late 30s. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So, are you the favorite child?
I can't comment on that.
Because it seems that way.
You're fine.
Wink, wink.
Okay. So they would just drop. So at a certain point, they would just drop you at camp.
Yeah.
And then they would pick you up.
Yep.
And so you would be there, and you would be there alone.
Yep.
All right. And free range. You were able to do whatever you wanted. Okay. All right. And you want to be in sports broadcasting?
Of course.
All right. And you're going to where?
Syracuse. Going into my sophomore year.
Another one.
Oh, you're in Syracuse right now?
Yes. Yep.
Did you ever, people say at camp when they are growing up, they often find young love. Was there ever any time at camp that there was some young lady that had been dropped off by her parents that you ran across?
Not yet.
Even since you're in college now, even when you're following Reese, how the women that surround him?
Yeah, I know.
Has there been any runoff with the Mike Reese groupies?
No, he hasn't helped out with that yet.
Okay, he hasn't, but you could see the machismo and charisma that he has, correct?
Oh, of course.
Strange that you would not have run into another a 15-year-old girl who was dropped off at training camp every day by her parents and somehow made a love connection there. I find that hard.
Well, when he was 15, yeah. I mean, it seems. I mean, that's what everyone says about camp.
Yeah,
is people that went to camp that it was this a very nice experience growing up.
What do you want to do in sports? Do you want to do what Mike does? Do you want to do play-by-play? What are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm more of a writing, reporting like Mike does. Play-by-play, it's fun. I've dipped my toe in the water a little bit there, but not quite as much for me. I mean, grew up loving the team and would love to cover it as a profession.
John could show you how to wait by the phone and get called to do a play-by-play gig. It happens. We're on about every other year's schedule now.
No, it's once a year. No, don't. Come on. Give me a little.
If you ever want to go to Oklahoma City and call a game,
Yep.
you can.
I'm your
follow
man.
John.
I can take it out to all the spots in
Just
Oklahoma
be ready
City.
to
Sure.
be able to leave Syracuse on a moment's notice because John doesn't get a big heads up.
That's right.
All right. Well, listen. You're very good on mic. You seem very natural, but then again, you've been around the media. If you want to be someone who covers sports, I don't think that will be a problem. There's a bunch of outlets. It's a good profession. I can see that in your future. There's no question about it. You're following the best. Mike Reese, has he made you go to any shows with him?
Not yet. We've been through the car wash a few times.
Okay.
But
Like to keep the car clean.
What do you mean the car wash? He comes in hungover and he does a bump and then puts cologne on?
It makes you clean things out? How does that work exactly?
I like to keep the car clean, and there's a new car wash on Route 1 near the stadium.
Oh,
so
Jesus
sometimes
Christ.
when we're driving home together, I'll just swing through the wash.
Right.
It gives you some quality alone time. I understand.
That's where he gets his meth.
But I do want to tell you guys, like, it's been fun for me, like, seeing Zach's passion. You get CC behind the glass, goes to Ithaca. There's a lot
We know
of,
CC. Don't worry about that.
There's a lot of young reporters down covering the Patriots. Sophie Weller, Ethan Hurwitz just graduated from Quinnipiac.
Easy with those names you're dropping.
But more like this is the new generation coming up, and I think it gives me sort of energy and passion to see their passion and their hunger.
Well, it's very nice. I mean, it's good karma, certainly, for you to be taking him around and letting him,
Fred,
do this.
They also keep you up to date on what is sort of new, right? Like some of the social media stuff. Like I ask him a lot about TikTok, which I'm not on, and sort of explains to me that stuff.
Well, it's good for your.
good.
It's good for your mindset too, Reese, because people have been saying in the last couple of years, Reese is getting so negative, and he just doesn't seem to, enjoy life or what he's doing. So I'm glad.
Reshape.
I'm glad.
Reframe it.
I'm glad this is kind of hit the reset button for you in that regard.
What degree of time, if you had to put a percentage on time, does he talk about the horrible concerts that he goes to while you're with him?
Actually, not much.
Now you're kissing ass because that's not true. That's not true at all.
Great one last week I want to tell you about.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Let's save it.
Save it.
Don't go crazy because there's not a lot of Patriot stuff.
I didn't know Cutting Crew was in town.
Well, Kaja Gugu is getting back together.
Jeez.
All right.
Is Asia back together?
No, Scritty Politti.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what's your name again?
Zach.
Zach. All right. Well, Zach, thank you. Thank you for coming on. And Zach from Syracuse, look out for him at training camp. And big things ahead for Zach. Thank you, Zach, for coming on with us. Now, you may leave and get to the muffins and guard them. And Mike Reese will stay here. And then we can talk about the turf.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else. So we can do that for a moment. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
It's Fred. It's summer news.
Well, you had a chance to interview Air Supply live on the air, if you remember correctly.
Thank you, Hardy.
No,
that was a highlight. That was
What?
a highlight.
Yeah, I wasn't here. I wish I was. What? How much can it be worth for them to tour and play in Medford? Like,
What's the venue?
Chevalier.
Okay,
that's actually a nice.
how many?
They do a great job over there, like staff and. I think, Fred, and you would know this better than me, I think for a lot of these artists now coming out of COVID, and especially with the way streaming is now, I think the shows are how they make their
No,
money.
that's how
Is
they
that
make.
right?
Their,
I mean, you
no,
tell
no,
me.
that's
I don't
that's
know.
that's the only way they make money now. They don't make any money off streaming. That's for sure.
I think they'll sell out, Fred. Like every time I've seen them, the last time I saw Air Supply was in Woonsocket, sold out.
But here's the thing: is in order to make money touring, you have to obviously recoup the expenses. And if you're Air Supply, and you've been doing this for 40 years, 50 years, I'd imagine that you want some comforts as you travel. And if you're playing small venues, which I don't know the Chevalier.
Okay, so it's almost 2,000 Tickets are about $80 each.
Yeah, they'll make money.
Yeah,
okay.
so
because when you said Medford, I thought maybe they were playing a club, and I'm like, you can't take a tour bus and play a club.
I figure Air Supply's probably. They're probably not doing. Are they doing guarantees? I don't know how it works anymore.
No, you get a guarantee, but then you get also the door. But everyone gets guarantees. But the thing is that they might just also fly in and do weekend gigs and then leave. But like whatever, to recoup the expenses of like carrying all the equipment and having roadies and everything. And I mean, you could figure it out yourselves. It's not free to tour. And you can, like, bands can, like, tour in a van and have one roadie and, like, eke out money. But if, I'm 70 years old and I have the hits.
They're on a proper tour right now.
Okay, so that's a bus. And so, that buses are expensive. And and then that means they have a whole crew and everything else. That's very expensive. So, but if they're playing 2,000-seat theaters, they'll make money.
Yeah.
Then it's worth it. That was my only question.
So what show did you go to
last week? Patriots had a walkthrough on a Wednesday, so it's the opening, right? Because Hardy, you called me out when I think I had said, like once the season starts, the concert thing ends.
Right.
So you got to find the opening. Richard Marx, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, full band show. So sometimes it's just the acoustic, but this was full band. I want to say that was probably one of my best shows this summer.
Did he play Satisfied?
He did.
Okay.
He did.
I'm glad it was the full band because Richard Marx Storyteller's version, it's good, but it's not the same. No. You didn't know that was a thing.
Don't get caught up in that California snow.
Hey.
And the promises in the dark. I was watching Headbangers Ball. On YouTube. And they had the commercials. Richard Marx doing a commercial for Rolling Stone magazine, the coolest magazine. I was like, what's going on? It was like 1988 and Richard Marx. They have Richard Marx is the guy doing the whole, it's just him, and he's walking around talking about Rolling Stone. I'm thinking, this is how you want to advertise? Like you're a cool magazine with Richard Marx? Now, Richard Marx is by all accounts a very talented guy. He's done things outside of his own music. He's a big songwriter.
That's right.
I believe he's done like Broadway and stuff too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But that was the best concert you've seen?
I maybe not the best, but it was up there. It's been a great run.
It's been a great run.
Yeah.
You can die in peace.
Tried to get John to go with a couple.
It's been a great run.
14 number one singles.
Yeah,
Richard Marx.
Well, not that he's performed, but that he's written. There's no way he's performed 14.
I know like 3 Richard Marx songs.
Well, those are probably the number one songs.
Yeah.
Marx is the only male artist in history to have his first 7 singles reach the top 5 of the Billboard charts. His number one hits include Hazard, Right Here Waiting, Hold On to the Nights, Endless Summer Nights, Nights, and Satisfied.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he holds the distinction of having written songs that have hit number one on various Billboard charts in each of the last 4 decades.
Yeah, he's a big songwriter. He's rich. Now he's rich because he's got all that publishing. But yes, he is rich. All right, Mike.
The field.
Yeah, let's talk about the
what is
the
going on?
surface necessarily, isn't it?
Right.
It's the underlying.
Now, you touched on this in your notes column this morning, but I read it a couple of times and still couldn't make heads or tails of it. So can you dumb it
Good
down
writing,
for us?
Mike. You got to write it for idiots.
Hopefully that I understand it, John. So the field was deemed non-compliant due to laboratory testing by the NFL and NFL Players Association.
Okay.
So they need to replace it. So just to simplify it, that's why the field is being taken out, and they're going to put a new one in prior to Thursday's game. There's 2 parts of the testing, as I understand it. There's field testing. They come out, they look at the surface, how it's installed. Check. They're
Check
fine.
the seams.
They're fine.
Yeah.
Then there's the laboratory testing, where they test it for whatever these artificial surfaces, whatever they are, and they test it over like this E layer, which is like an elastic whatever, and that is the part that was deemed non-compliant. But at Gillette, there's not an E layer under that field. It's what they call it, a stone dust. So they didn't have an exact replica test. So I view my understanding is because of that technicality of the testing, and I don't quite understand it, but those are the
and they had no desire just to keep the grass from the World Cup.
So I think on that, Fred, that it's hard to sustain the grass, which we remember going back to 2006 when they had the grass. It turned into a mud field. They lost to the Jets. Bill Belichick got upset, and they switched to the field turf. I think if they wanted to have no events there and have a grass field sitting there, I think that would be the only way you could have grass if you don't have events there.
But what's interesting about that is that you say you can't have events there, but you couldn't just have events there in the fall. You could have events there in the spring and summer. You know what I'm saying? And then you would just have to put the field down before the fall. So there would be really 4 months where you couldn't have events, and I guess the winter. So, you wouldn't be able to have events from September through February, half of March. And then you could have events as much as you want when all those stadium tours are generally summer tours.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they're right now they've got one in there, and I assume they would want the turf down by now. They're not going to wait until a week before the regular season. And the fall shows that come through there. There was the big Rammstein show that they had
pyro everywhere.
They had to move everything down to Miami, I think, that week. Before it was either the preseason or the actual season opener. And if you're going to lose the gate on even like 2 big shows, they're not going to do it. They're not willing to give up that money, I'm sure.
Well, and then it's just how much do you want to win? How much does injury matter to you? And
well, how much do you believe that there is? The turf people in the NFL will argue that there is no difference in injuries between turf and grass.
But Mike, isn't that something that no one really believes?
Yeah, you talk to the players, and almost all of them will say we'd rather play on grass. I think Milton Williams, the defensive tackle, maybe mentioned something about the Saints having his favorite field, which is actually artificial, which was sort of an outlier. But most players want to play on grass. I was talking to some people just around the league trying to understand it. I said, I don't think they could sustain the grass in New England. And they said, well, the Green Bay Packers would like a word with you because they have grass at Lambeau. And I think that is pretty favorable. Then someone else said, but the Bears, they have grass in Chicago. And I think Soldier Field is viewed as not a very good natural grass field. So I think it depends who you talk to, guys.
I mean, you would figure that with technology that you could maintain a grass field if they can do it in nowhere, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how far away Green Bay is from anything. You would think that it's kind of by Milwaukee, but it's not. It's far from everything. Green Bay is really out there.
Yeah.
And they're able to keep grass there.
And it would be easier, I'm sure, if you would have some kind of a system in place like they have in Las Vegas.
I was just going to say, don't they swap that thing in and out?
Build the stadium with that in mind, where it's like where you got this whole big, cookie sheet that comes out and, takes the grass in and out.
But do they do that in Arizona too?
I want to say yes. Well, you would know more than
me. Yeah, they have. So they do it in Arizona too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they can do anything. They could have grass and maintain the grass if they wanted to. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears let that field go to crap now, just so as an excuse to go and get the hell out of there, and they can move to Indiana or Iowa or wherever the hell they want to go.
If Kraft really wants to invest, don't they? The soccer stadiums in Germany, don't they have like grass that goes below the surface, and they put some asphalt on top?
They figured that out.
They have red lights that like grow the grass underneath the ground or something like that.
I mean, they can do it in Europe. They can do it. Believe me, they could have good grass if they wanted to.
Bruce Arena mentioned this like years ago when he was still coaching the Revs. They were looking ahead to like World Cup and soccer play, and he was like, "Yeah, and then we're going to get to keep the grass." That was, or the Patriots are going to get to keep the grass. And I think Belichick and Bruce used to get along, and they would talk about stuff like that. I mean, we're going back obviously many years now, but seems like there was never any real thought to keeping grass at Gillette. Like that was never part of the equation from the people who actually make the decision.
And I remember that 2006, that season.
Yeah.
Do you remember Eric Mangini had just gone to be head coach of the Jets? So there was this hatred between, well, there's always been the tension with the Patriots and the Jets, but this was really, really raw because Mangini left here to go there. They come in, I want to say early December, and the natural grass field was it was tough. It looked dirt. I think it had rained.
Looked like an average
do you remember
park.
that, John?
Yes, and I remember the week beforehand, instead of trying to fix the turf, Hardy, they had like 5 guys out there with leaf blowers, like blowing the clippings around
and they were bringing
and not
sod
fixing
in,
it at all.
Bringing in like patches of sod. And that also, I'm not a turf expert, but I mean, that can also be like dangerous, right? When you're just putting in like one row
Well,
of
that's
sod.
very dangerous because then there's those creases and cracks in it where your cleat can get
seams,
stuck. Yeah,
right.
the seams in that is that's very dangerous. All right, well, Mike Reese, what do you have going today? What time is everything starting?
10:15, practice closed to the public. I heard you mention it, John. And then some interviews after. We got joint practice with the Colts tomorrow. And like real quick, I'd just say from being down there for 12 practices, Christian Gonzalez, my top storyline, I thought it would be more of a Holden. The way he's approached it and the way his level of play has raised the whole level of the team has been eye-opening to me because he's like a quiet guy, but he's been loud at practice. A.J. Brown, the real deal.
As advertised.
The real deal. And those would be probably my top 2 takeaways from 12 practices. Like really good competition. Like the years that Brady was here and they would go back and forth with the defense and Vrabel in those early years would be chirping at him, Rodney Harrison chirping at him. I feel like not like somewhat similar, like really good back and forth.
All right, and is there any part of the team, any unit that is concerning you at all?
Sure. I would say depth on the offensive line, because what are the chances those top 5 guys make it through the season? Depth at cornerback. So as good as Gonzalez has been, their other starter, Carlton Davis, has been out with what looked like a hamstring injury since July 28th. If I'm another team, like I ain't throwing at Gonzalez. I'm just going to pick on the next guy. So
edge.
So I'm actually okay on the edge because I think this second-round pick that
Backus,
like he looks like their most. First of all, he looks like Willie McGinnis. Like when you look at him, and that's not fair to do to the kid, but like he is a unit, for lack of a better term, and he looks like the most natural pass rusher that can just like win without a scheme. Like just go beat your offensive lineman with a rush. So I think he's going to help him.
Okay.
John.
All right. Well, thank you for the muffins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next time, I want to get a recap. What you liked. I threw in the corn muffin as the 6th. I didn't know if I should go.
You felt that to be very controversial.
I know. I felt old.
Our
Is that
focus,
old?
and I think I speak for the room, is just making it through here without falling asleep.
Those are big muffins.
Yeah.
Thank you for your concern.
Let me tell you the most controversial muffin in there. It's the chocolate chip.
Really?
Yeah. Because sometimes you think you're getting a blueberry and it's chocolate chip, and your day is ruined.
Yeah.
I don't do chocolate inside a pastry.
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't know how fair that is. That's kind of bread and butter of pastry.
I did chocolate inside of breakfast items. That's not my. Even Count Chocula, never a fan.
Well, that's you're on an island. All right, Mike Reese, thank you for everything.
We're gonna have a great season. I'm excited.
Oh,
good to have you back.
We are gonna have a great season.
Yeah.
And you're the boy you're trotting around with you. You're gonna bring him around. You're gonna bring him with you today.
He every day.
All right, there you go. Every day.
Goodness.
Every day he's with Mike Reese. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Thank you, Mike. Read him on ESPN. We'll be back. Here are the headlines. Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. John, hello.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Hey, what's up?
The best thing Richard Marx ever did was Daisy Fuentes. Hi-yo. Have a great day.
Did he date Daisy Fuentes?
Married to her.
They're married, sir.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes,
Now,
sir. 11 years strong.
Daisy Fuentes, I am not sure that I ever pleasured myself. I have to imagine I did, but she was
Well,
not.
come on, Fred. The day's still young. Get on it.
Yes, I could make up for lost time. Now, Kari Werher was the main one. And then when I saw her that she had gotten breast implants on 90210, I was over the moon. Daisy Fuentes, you know who else I liked was the girl with the bob cut. Not Kennedy. Kennedy was
Duff?
Was Duff. I was a big Duff guy too. I enjoyed
Dumb
Duff.
and Dumber fame.
Yes, she was in Dumb and Dumber. Yes, I did enjoy Duff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else that I might have. I was too young for like Nina Blackwood. I was too young.
There was some smart black chick. I can't think of her name right now, but she did it for me.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
She did a lot of hard-hitting MTV News.
Yes, yeah. And Tabitha Soren was not one that I enjoyed.
What about Kennedy?
No, no.
What about Martha Quinn?
What song was Kennedy the subject of? What hit song?
Ooh,
Kennedy
that's a good trivia question.
That is.
Trying to think of the era she was doing. Is
it's-
that novelty type of band?
They like in terms of like they were a joke.
Yeah.
No.
Did they do any funny stuff?
No. It was like a sincere love song.
Was it by the Goo Goo Dolls?
It was.
Not Iris.
Iris is about Kennedy.
Wow.
I didn't know, John.
I didn't know either.
And I don't believe they ever had
deduced.
sex. Yeah. So that was about
Flurry of emails about the VJ that the last call was talking about. Apparently, it's Ananda Lewis.
Yes. Was she a model?
She looks it.
Yeah. I know. I remember her, but that might have been when I was too old. Like there is that wasn't the 12 to 16 sitch when anything went. I became a little more refined at 16 in terms of like what I was interested in.
I don't remember Amanda Lewis at all. Here, you want to look into that?
Because I think I do.
Okay. MTV.
Everyone very definitive on this, apparently.
That
Yes, she was really good looking. That's when I was too old. I was too old at that point. I'd moved on from such childish things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, Keanu Tom. If I woke up late on a Sunday, on a summer morning,
That's the gift that keeps on giving.
That was something that was appropriate at any age.
That was every day.
Yeah, every day. And sometimes I would be at work at the Jocks and Jills doing a lunch shift, and they would have Keanu Tom on before we opened, and it was a strange feeling to be watching Keanu Tom but not masturbating. It was a very strange feeling to be out in public and seeing that. Even though in that Jocks and Jills during the SEC championship game, before the SEC championship game, there was a couple having sex in the restaurant.
It's like that Seth Rogen joke. It's like seeing people taking hand lotion out in public. It's like, oh, this guy's getting ready to masturbate. Oh, no. People use it for other things.
Yeah. I never have hand lotion. Never have hand lotion.
No?
No.
What did you use?
Nothing.
Wow. Raw dog.
Yeah, my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No supplements. Just all natural.
Very impressive.
People come up to me, they're like, do you use anything? I'm like, no, all natural. They're like, get out of here.
Not even simple things like the shoe shine bag in the hotel room that you fill with the hand lotion, then stick it in between the mattress and the box spring.
Well, yeah, that's a, what do they call that? A foofy or a
SO.
Yeah.
A lot of road games over the years.
He told me that story too. It's just like,
listen, he's a man with very carnal passions. He's not like you or I. He's a man with a great effervescent lust constantly emanating from himself.
But that's safe, because you don't need the mattress and box spring to consent. You just feel free to have at it.
Yeah, and the mattress and box spring are the things that they never change in the hotel room. So Lord knows what has been going on in that mattress and box spring the life of the hotel. Big things. I just, by the way, my daughter's friend is going to Rollins College, which is in Orlando. So for her, I have her for February break because we agreed we weren't going to go away for the draft this year and everything that goes along around that. So I'm taking her for February break. So we're going down to Rollins for 2 days, but then I booked a hotel at Disney because it's around there and there's definitely something to do. She doesn't like rides any more than I do, but I'm sure that there's enough. But I booked this at a nice place that's on the Disney property. I forget what the name of the hotel is. There's a golf course there, but it's very expensive.
Yes.
It's very expensive.
Yes, it is.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like staying at a Four Seasons or something. It's no joke.
Oh, I would.
Disney Coronado Resort, I believe, is where I'm staying.
Okay. What is it, $700-800 a night or something?
A little bit more than that.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Yeah, because then they had stuff they had that, and then they had stuff that was $200. And I'm like,
what do you get for $200?
I'm sure they're clean, but I'm not staying there.
That's ground floor studio stuff.
Yeah, I'm 51. I'm not staying there. So there wasn't. And then the stuff, there was a couple things that were $700 a night or $600 a night, but they were in the animal kingdom. And I don't know what that means. And I didn't want to, ask Dan Roach. I thought about it. I was going to ask Crash, but they blew him out in Atlanta. Crash doesn't have a job anymore. They blew out the whole 99X.
You didn't feel comfortable asking your good friend Dan. He would have been so helpful, and I'm not messing with him.
I don't trust. Well, he just texted me. I don't trust his opinion on this.
Why? No one knows
Fred,
the property.
I'll get you everything you need to know about your trip. You'll have a great time. Well, I've already booked it.
But that doesn't mean you can't use some tips and some pointers still.
Yeah, Coronado Springs Resort.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, it's not warm there in February. I can tell you that. That's why we're going to Disney, because you can't go in the. I remember it snowed there one winter. Very light snow in Orlando when I was there.
You should have seen my daughter's face when I told her that her mother and brother and I were taking a warm weather vacation somewhere in February. She's like, "What? Can I go?" I'm like, "No, you're in school." I said, "What are you guys doing?" I said, "You don't live here no more." we go off and do all kinds of stuff without you.
I can just see you saying that, verbatim. You don't live here anymore. You're no longer my concern.
We go on vacations without you.
That's right. We're going to Hawaii or wherever you're going.
Yeah, well, no.
F you. We're leaving.
No, we're going back to see Daniel.
Oh, all right. Nice.
Well, if you go to Coronado now, you can get him for $266.
Are you being truthful? Are you going?
I would go back there just because I know it and it's easy, and I just want to go lay.
Okay, but this isn't booked. You were just kidding.
He's going to see what he can make Daniel do for the right price. That's what he's seeing. Daniel.
He'd be up for it.
Well, cash money.
Yeah.
They use the United States dollar. Are you in the tower or the other places at Coronado Springs? I don't know, Dan.
See?
I don't know. I'm in I'm in something that was $900.
He probably was part of some club that could have gotten you a discount.
How many nights?
Yeah, that's what I want to do, is jump through the hoops of his club. 4 nights. Oh. What do you want out of me? It's what it is.
I know.
And the Alfond Inn in Winter Park, Florida, which is owned by the school, and all the proceeds go by this, or owned by all the proceeds go to the family. That's not a lot cheaper. It's also February in Florida, so
yeah,
it's not,
you're not going to be alone.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
At Fenway Park yesterday.
Swinging a high fly ball back toward the wall. Duran is going to have to turn. It's going to be played off the wall to Raffaello. The run is in. The throw into second won't get him. And the A's are in front again, 4-3.
That is Dave O'Brien on Nesson. Max Muncy's wall ball drove in the eventual game-winning run as the Athletics scored a 4-3 victory at Fenway Park. Sox got 3 hits and an RBI from outfielder Eli White, but they also lost a series for the first time in over 5 weeks. Sonny Gray starts in Toronto tonight in the opener of a 4-game series. Newly acquired catcher Adley Rutschman will join the team there after going 0-for-3 as the DH for Worcester yesterday. He'll go through a workout this afternoon, and then the team will determine his next step. Patriots will hold a closed practice this morning in Foxborough after the players had the weekend off. Exhibition game number 1 is Thursday night at Gillette Stadium against Indianapolis. The Patriots are also replacing their playing surface at the last minute after it was found to be non-compliant by the league. Detroit quarterback Teddy Bridgewater retired yesterday. The Lions have signed former Patriots backup QB Josh Dobbs. And Basketball Hall of Famer Don Nelson passed away yesterday at the age of 86. He won 5 championships as a player with the Celtics. He had his number 19 retired, and then after that, he became the second winningest head coach in NBA history. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the 99 Restaurants. Kids eat free the day after the Red Sox win. Get a free kids meal with every adult entree purchased. You gotta love the nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
Diving effort. He's got a breakaway. To the backhand. Throws it in front. Coming to the spot. The Sports Hub.
Oh boy, I guess it's time for more Toucher and Hardy on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. The Hall of Fame class of 2026 has been inducted. Bill Belichick was not in it, which obviously he should have been. But like Joe Murray had this guy on, and they made videos of it on Instagram. And the guy was just like, he's a voter, and he's like, things got to change. We got to get some, people need to get their voting rights taken away. And it's like, okay, buddy, relax. It's the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's not affecting anyone except for the people being inducted. You can relax on your little mission to get everyone fired. I mean, Roger Craig just made the Hall of Fame. There's bigger deals in the world than being in something that Roger Craig was recently inducted into. He wasn't, he was on the real ballot, he wasn't elected. This was a Veterans Committee's decision. And his, I guess, being put into the Hall of Fame ultimately
that was
why Belichick was not put into the Hall of Fame. And it turns out Roger Craig has like a physical problem, I guess, that they wanted to get him in while he was still, with it. Mm-hmm. So good for him. Larry Fitzgerald, Drew Brees, Luke Kuechly, and from BC.
Yep.
His image adorns the 40,000-seat stadium, which sometimes is filled with as many as 15,000 people. Myself,
I think you're being generous. I think it's less.
I was going to take you at your word.
I think it's less.
You can see people from Cal graduates taking sips off a nip of McGillicuddy's and then chasing it with like Sprite. Because they had that McGillicuddy's touch their lips.
Right.
McGillicuddy's, which is designed to be chugged, essentially. It's basically designed for a nip. It's designed to be poured into your mouth and swallowed. It tastes like mint. It's mint. There's no burn. There's no anything. It's just cough syrup solutioned mint.
Yeah, I mean, and I think they're nip size not because they're so strong with alcohol, but they're so sweet you wouldn't want more than a nip's worth.
Yeah, they're to be like the reason that McGillicuddy's is good for a nip is that it requires no chaser. It's just itself. Yeah. It's like Fireball, like it's just that gross. When you're cooking, you need to hide your alcohol. McGillicuddy's in Fireball is where you go to, and they make it nice and fat. Too, because it's all sugar and garbage. All right, but Adam Vinatieri, some people said, listen, this is the Hall of Fame. Be boring. Be as boring as you can be. Have it be the least memorable thing anyone's ever heard. That was the advice that they give people. And certainly I haven't heard one thing about Keekly Breeze or Roger Craig or Larry Fitzgerald's induction speeches. I've heard nothing about them.
No.
And no one ever will. The people that were there heard them, and then they're off into the ether. No one will ever discuss them again. But Adam Vinatieri went up, and he had jokes, which good for him. He actually did something, at least he tried to be entertaining. Now, not everyone can be Ray Lewis and go hands-free Mike and run around the stage babbling about numbers and not making any sense. 515.75. Vinatieri, you better keep it straight.
Still kiss you on the mouth.
All right, so here is Adam Vinatieri. We have some clips from his speech where he would insult the people that he was going to talk about, which I enjoyed very much. Here is him talking about one of his former coaches, Bill Belichick.
To the New England Patriot organization, thank you, Bill Parcells and Mike Sweatman, for taking a chance on an undrafted kid. When others saw limitations, you saw possibilities. To Mr. Kraft and the Kraft family, thank you for believing in me.
Mr. Kraft. Why everyone calls him Mr. Kraft?
If you work for him, I get it. Anyone else, I don't. He's not a friend of my father's or a former high school teacher of mine. So no.
Well, when you see one of the Beasleys, you don't go Mr. Beasley. The Beasleys own this company. You don't call him Mr. Beasley. You call him Brian if he's in here. Have you ever been instructed or heard anyone refer to him as Mr. Beasley?
No.
Like Mr. Kraft, like you've already played for him. He's not even paying you anymore. If I was Robert Kraft, I don't even know if I'd like that. It makes you sound very old. Very old. That guys getting inducted into the Hall of Fame are referring to you as Mr.
Mm-hmm.
And Vinatieri's might be as old as me. Ooh. I don't think so, but maybe. Close. At least an acceptable dating gap. Well, certainly an acceptable dating gap, according to the Honorable Elijah Farrakhan.
He's 53.
He's older than me.
Yeah.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's what I said.
You said Farrakhan.
Oh, the Honorable Elijah. Well, same thought group. It's not like I said an Abe Lincoln. All right, here we go.
The Honorable Elijah Kennedy.
Yeah, I didn't mess up that bad.
Thank you for building an environment second to none. These past 25 years of the Patriot dynasty may never be repeated. Your time to join us on this stage and in the hall is right around the corner, and I can't wait. I would repeat those last few statements about Coach Bill Belichick as well. Thank you for demanding excellence every single day. Your preparation, discipline, and attention to detail shaped far more than my football career. Unfortunately, Bill couldn't make it here today. There's a lot going on at UNC right now. He may be on a recruiting trip right now looking for the next Lawrence Taylor. I thought it was because training camp had already started, but in truth, it's because he's judging his girlfriend's cheerleading competition.
By the way, that's a 10-second, not a 5-second applause break. That's how much of a joke Belichick is. That's a 5-second applause break. And good for Vinatieri. He makes fun of other people and will play him. But I guarantee you there's not that big an applause break. But everyone knows what he's talking about, that UNC is a joke. Mm-hmm. And they all laugh. This is a Pro Football Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. The audience is all like Hall of Fame guys in media and stuff. It's not like, the SEC media day. I mean, this is, he's a joke. He's a complete joke. Like the thing of the dig on the girlfriend is more like, haha, like she does cheerleading because that's silly. That she's an adult doing cheerleading.
Yeah, or that he has a girlfriend who is in cheerleading competitions.
Yes, that's it. But what would strike me more is he's got enough problems with North Carolina, and everyone there got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
like that program, that your legacy and like this is what you were going to do to like get your reputation back and really stick it to everyone and show everyone who's boss, is such a joke that is shorthand for sucking. He didn't even have to say it. He just said, there's enough going on over there, and everyone know.
There's a lot going on in North Carolina right now. Ha! Yeah, there is.
Like if you like if you said there's a lot going on at Boston College, ACC school, not a great program, people would it would be silence. They would just be like, okay, like what's going on? North Carolina, you know what's going on. His son is out for a while. The general manager's suspended. They suck. All of that.
You got a girlfriend who's demanding to see every email written to the university ever.
You can't even get through a boring press junket about your stupid book that no one bought.
This is a guy who, while he was a head coach, demanded no distractions. Remember this? No distractions, all football. Now all he has is distractions and no football at all.
Yeah.
It could not be more 180 degrees at the end of his career. He's got nothing but distractions.
Well, that's why it's like Shakespearean.
Yeah.
Like it's someone who was like the king was so arrogant and treated everyone like crap, and then fast forward and now he's the butt of everyone's jokes, and he's like the town crier, like, you know, being kicked in the ass while he walks down the street.
All jokes aside, in my opinion, Bill is the greatest coach of all time.
Right. Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Saved it. No one's going to remember the rest of it. You saved it right there.
Yeah.
No one's going to remember all the insults, but you wrapped it up really well.
I mean, these are pretty tame insults, but like the thing about his girlfriend is like, you know, if you're Belichick, how could you? I'm sure he'd find a way to get pissed about it, but if someone said that, if I was dating her, I would like accept those kinds of jokes. It wasn't like below the belt. She does cheerleading, and he's gone to the competitions. The thing that would bug me wasn't the joke. It was just that he could shorthand North Carolina, and everyone knew after 1 year what a disaster it was. People that don't necessarily cover college football, they just know it's a disaster. All right, he played with McAfee, apparently, and here's what he had to say about Pat McAfee.
Hey, Pat McAfee's here in the crowd today. Great to see you, brother. The only person who enjoyed holding my balls more than my wife. She held for me in the off season when everyone else was gone. Get that right.
And I saw an article that Ryan sent us where someone said, did he go over the line because he mentioned balls and his wife in the same joke? And I got to figure that's AI. There's no way a human being wrote that.
Well, no, because it's obvious. And yes, he did. He crossed the line.
Yeah.
It's inappropriate.
I'm guessing McAfee held the ball for him when he kicked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it was like a juvenile ball joke.
Right. Mm-hmm. A little randy, a little racy for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. Pretty dirty.
He's working blue.
Absolutely. And he started doing limericks at the end. He really got out of hand. He rewrote some nursery rhymes.
Get to the 9/11 stuff. That's funny.
Too soon. No. He had some thoughts on the Iran war, too, that he got into.
I was lucky enough to play with the greatest quarterback in Patriot history. Unfortunately, he was unable to make it here today. Drew Bledsoe. I had a few more Tom Brady jokes, but I was afraid that he'd run up on the stage and maybe give me a Will Smith like he did to Logan Paul last month. Tom, you changed the game forever. But what I'll remember most is the teammate that you were. Your belief in the people around you inspired all of us to raise our standards, and I'm honored our careers became part of the same path.
All right.
All right.
Good for Tom Brady for doing the stuff with Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Really building that brand, making a lot of good decisions. Here he is talking about Peyton Manning. This also, according to the article that Ryan sent us, was
too much.
To my teammates in Indianapolis, from the very first season with the Colts, I had the privilege of helping bring the first Super Bowl to the city of Indianapolis. That will always be one of the greatest memories of my football career. But what made it truly special was sharing that journey with all of you and celebrating it all together with you. I'll never forget the energy, the excitement, and the pride that swept through the city. And Peyton, thank you for generously donating your forehead for today's teleprompter. A gigantic forehead means a big brain, and your football IQ is unmatched, buddy. The way you managed the offense, the team, everything in the entire organization was incredible. Your leadership led this team to greatness. Most people know Peyton for his football mind, but I was lucky enough to know the person behind the helmet. He's a great teammate, a great friend, and someone who truly cared about everyone in the locker room. I'm thankful our paths crossed, and I'm proud of everything we accomplished together.
He likes Manning more than he likes Brady.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. And by the way, that article did say, did he go over the line making fun of Peyton Manning's forehead? I'm sure Peyton Manning has never heard that before.
No, that joke has never been made.
And, like, wouldn't you, like, if someone's like, oh, hey, you got a big forehead. You're brilliant and such a great guy, and I loved playing with you. Like, you would be like, but I have a big forehead?
Yeah.
Like, at some point, the gushing praise that they have for things that really matter about you, you would think in anyone that wasn't AI or a complete imbecile would go, oh, like he's doing a mild insult to kind of like counter like the heaping praise upon him.
Yeah.
Which
even Belichick, it's like, okay, he goofed on him and the whole program and his girlfriend. He also called him the greatest football coach of all time.
Oh, none of these jokes, obviously. I mean, these are very tame jokes. Yeah. I think he did a great speech. I think it's good that people are talking about it. I mean, I don't even know what the other guys said because no one cares because they were obviously quite boring. And so he did an entertaining speech that at least got crowd breaks and stuff like that. He's not a stand-up comic. But the thing that about the Belichick thing, again, the girlfriend joke is real tame and like it's just kind of true. You went to her cheerleading competitions and it's silly, but whatever. The thing that would bother me, and it's not that he said it, it's that the crowd immediately knew, like it was shorthand, that my program sucks, that it's a disaster. And he's only been there for 1 year. And by the way, 1 year at North Carolina not winning isn't the end of the world. Like it's not like if he would have just won 4 games and everything was just kind of normal.
I have to remind myself that it's only been a year. And the mess that has been created there in 1 year.
Like if you don't release that book, even if you don't release that dumb book that no one bought, you save yourself like so much of this aggravation. Again, you can lose 4 games and it's not great, but they got a big recruiting class. Like some say too big because there's no way you can get all these kids into your program this quickly. But whatever, you could go, we're building. And who cares about North Carolina football? It just would have been a story, and then it would have died immediately, and there'd be like a little bit of chatter about it now, but it wouldn't have been a big story. It has to be a colossal disaster. If you went to Alabama and won 4 games, that's a huge problem, and that gets a lot of talk. North Carolina, you could fly. North Carolina flew under the radar in football the entire time it's been a university.
Yeah, just don't make a mess of everything else, and you probably would have been okay.
Don't make a fool of yourself publicly.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. You could even get in trouble with the NCAA. Like, you really could. And, no one's going to know about it. Like,
nobody cares.
No one cares. The only thing you couldn't do was everything you've done. It's almost like it.
But the book, Fred, according to the early sales estimates when it first launched and they did the tracking, right away with
top
pre-orders
10, right?
and everything, 15,000 copies.
Oh.
Top 10.
It was a.
I was kidding.
It was.
I thought you were being serious.
You really think I thought that?
I thought you were being serious.
Come on. Give me a little credit here.
Because of the pre-order and stuff, and when they released it, it was like number 5 on a couple of bestsellers lists. But that's only from like the pre-orders. It's like, okay, those bestsellers list, nobody knows how they work.
The bestsellers list, though, not the New York Times bestsellers list. It was on the New York Times, like self-instruction. Yeah, like sports instruction.
The best. You were so upset you had to flip me off after I said that. That's the best.
Advice /
I didn't like
it was on the advice / miscellaneous.
Yeah,
list.
I mean, come on. Yeah, it outsold like. I mean,
chicken noodle soup for the soul.
Yeah, Tuesdays with Maury knocked it out of number one.
Sure.
Like, I mean, come on. Bestsellers list, my ass. And it was number 5 on that list, too. It couldn't even. It's Bill Belichick. How many of those books got on Good Morning America? Like, how many of those books did a national tour? 15,000 books. 15,000 books.
I know.
Oh, my God.
I know.
I mean, just by being on TV, that should sell 50,000 books. Get out of here. It's an embarrassment when someone famous releases a book and it doesn't finish number 1 on the New York Times bestsellers list. Like, it's for nonfiction. It's like an embarrassment. Like, the 15,000 books. F that guy. All right, anyway, I'm too getting over my skis. I already flipped off Wally.
You hit the button and he just like boing. It pops up. It's great.
Yeah.
It just rises right up to the bait.
Oh, don't act like I was being mean.
No, I'm not. It's just
joking around.
It was predictable. That's all I'm saying.
I don't like Belichick, that's for sure. I don't even sometimes know why, but I don't. It's natural.
It wasn't a top 10 book. That's what we're saying?
It was. It debuted at number 5 on the miscellaneous list.
Yeah.
Quite literally, the miscellaneous list. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, those.
More than can be said for you two bozos.
Yep.
I was pounding the pavement. I was out there on Lansdowne making the scene. Boy, that area's changed.
Yeah.
When we first moved here in 2006, you just go. Someone emailed the other last week, and they're like, "Why don't you do as much street audio?" And it's like you're remembering street audio, and yeah, we did a ton of it, but we stopped getting like crazy people in about 2000. What do you think it was, Nick? 2012,
13.
2012 or 2013. Like it all dried up.
All the dive bars got, I don't know, what's the right phrase, ejected from there. They just knocked down all the buildings that the dive bars were in and made apartment complexes out of them.
It's been like 15 years since we got like straight, just go out to a Red Sox game and get audio.
Yeah.
Like the way it is now, like it's impossible. It's so cleaned up around there and it's so business-like and workman-like to get into that park, and it's good. I mean, it's a better experience as a fan.
Tons of upscale restaurants, yeah.
I mean, but it used to be just lunatics. I mean, you used to be able to go to Cleveland Circle and just stand there, and there'd be a million lunatics. I remember going like, "What happened?" And someone at BCN told me like they had shut down like some insane asylums or something. There was anyway. When I said why are there so many lunatics, there was like at least an attempt at an explanation. Like they weren't like, what do you mean there's a lot of lunatics? It was like, yeah, there's like a lot of lunatics. I'd never been in I mean, obviously Detroit and Atlanta have, crazy people like walking around, but not like Boston was. I mean, we would just have Adolfo go out to a Red Sox game and just walk up to people. I mean, there was 100 people. He'd come back with 20 of them. Only 2 were good for the air. But, I mean, 20 people that at least were wasted enough or doing something weird. There's no, street performers anymore. They have to be, greenlit into, the real where you need a ticket to get into. Like, there's no one just on the street. It's not like it used to be. It's better if you're going to the game.
Yeah, it's better if you're just going down there. I mean, before, because I worked down there at that old BCN studio at 1265 on Boylston, there used to be 3 places to go to lunch. There was a Burger King, McDonald's.
Yep.
And it was either a Subway or a D'Angelo that you had to, walk a little bit further down. What's that?
Was there Uno not there? Wasn't that Uno there at that point?
I don't remember. No, if you just needed a quick bite to eat, there's nothing else really around there.
If you got desperate, you could walk up the road to that supermarket on the corner, right?
Yeah, but that was, I mean, you're walking out of the office, going to go grab a quick something, and That was it.
Yeah.
There was nothing else.
In Dorchester, it was great because there was literally nothing.
Well, there was that Star Market that Zoe got caught behind.
Yeah, you could always get some egg salad sandwiches.
That's
Or yeah, you could get a pallet of egg salad sandwiches.
right.
That,
That was the only option.
But
yeah.
as far as I know, it's still like that over there. It's been like that for a long time. There hasn't been anything, and now you go to Fenway, and it's guitar centers and upscale restaurants and hotels and just bars and just. Yeah, you don't recognize it anymore.
I mean, yeah, it's much nicer. And the guy I went to the game with yesterday said he had lived around there and like what he had paid in rent, and it's like there's no way.
Oh,
like,
God.
It was like
of
nothing.
course. Yeah.
I mean, I knew a guy. I think it might have been those guys that have that sneaker store in the city, Bodega. That they just had like got a space for the night, like for this art thing. Like there was a space, like they're just open, an empty space that they were able to get for like no money to do like some opening or some show. All right. Anyway, so yesterday, look, things were very hot for the Red Sox, and then they dropped a series to a team. Did you figure it out, John? Have they not won a series since May?
June.
June.
It's been 2 months.
Okay, it's been 2 months since they've. But before the All-Star break,
yes.
The A's have not won a series. Like the A's have basically packed it in for the year.
Yeah, there's like 26 games under 500.
Yeah, and then the Red Sox. Listen, they lost the series. It was bound to happen. But
now, in their defense, even though they had a horrible game on Saturday, they got the tying run of the plate in the ninth inning. On Saturday, and then they had the tying run in scoring position yesterday in the ninth.
And that's what Chad Tracy spoke about. He said the fact that, all right, you're going to not win every game on the way out, but are you still trying?
It was a great effort to get the tying run to the plate and give ourselves a shot. It was awesome. Obviously, we jumped out early with 2 in the first, and then didn't do a ton in the middle innings. Had a couple chances, nothing crazy, but then that was our big chance there, and that ball was smoked by Eli, and if you get another one on there, you got the winning run at the plate. So it was a good effort to do that for sure.
We had to bunt twice to score in the fifth.
Mm-hmm.
You needed an error, but nonetheless, yes, you were able to manufacture some runs. So good on Tracy. But again, we talked about it. Duran, you don't play him yesterday, you probably win that game.
Yeah, he can't play the wall. He can't. He took a bad route, and it cost him an RBI double, and the tying run came in on his mistake in the eighth. And then in the ninth, you see him, and I've seen this happen more times than I can count, on fly balls where he runs right up to the base of the wall, only to see the ball hit the wall 10 or 15 feet above him, and so Don Rafaela has to come tearing ass in from center field to back him up.
Well, I don't know why he wasn't waiting for the ball to hit the wall when he misplayed that ball in the eighth inning. That would have... If that doesn't happen, the Red Sox probably win that game. I mean, again, that wall's there, and I'd rather have someone misplay the wall and let the superior defender field it off the wall than let a ball go over their head for no reason.
Oh, no, the eighth inning mistake was far worse, but it just goes to show you that he can't play out there.
Well, you're just
there have
saying
been really bad fillers that can play better out there than he can.
You're saying that he just did it wrong 2 ways.
Yes,
he
correct.
let a ball go over his head, and then he ran to the wall and let a ball go
over his head the other way,
over his head, and then bounce back out.
Yes, that's all. No, it's just another piece of evidence. You can't do anything but DH him at Fenway Park unless someone else gets a day off. And now, even if someone else gets a day off from the field, you got this guy Eli White, who's a good fielder, had 3 hits and an RBI yesterday. I mean, they got the 4th outfielder, I think, specifically to give Rafaela or Abreu the night off in the field or the day off in the field. It's not Duran. I don't understand why Jahmai Jones can't play left at Fenway. I don't understand that. He must be really, really bad. But, I mean, look, this is a team. It's a playoff team regardless of Duran's involvement, so good on them. And Duran has 60 RBIs on this season somehow, even though he's hitting .201, so good on him. But this guy's going to cost you a game that really matters in September or October.
Duran even slowed down when he was going for the ball. Not only did he take a weird route. Look, he was playing from the pole and he hit it the other way. But not only did he take a bad, because I'm watching it now, not only did he take a bad path to it, He also like slowed down right before he jumped.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He
what's going on.
spatially is not aware of this. And I'm sure the Duran backers, and there are still a bunch of them, say, well, this guy can help you win games. In the playoffs, if you put him out in the field at Fenway, if you put him out there in the field, he's going to cost you a game. And this team's margin for error isn't nearly as big as you think it is once they start playing great teams in the postseason.
Well, in fairness, he's hitting .091 in the postseason. He had 1 for 11.
If you're serious about winning, this guy does nothing but DH for you in the playoffs. At best.
Why would you have him DH?
Well, because you can't put him in the field, and for some reason they're so enamored with him, you have to put him in the lineup. I wouldn't put him out there at all.
I mean, he's hitting 201.
Well, of course.
I don't know why DH him. Can't find anyone else to DH.
That's the frustrating thing. They're loaded with players that can DH. Loaded with them. Eli White can DH. Masataka Yoshida can DH, and has done it many times.
Eli White can fly.
Yes, it can.
And
the kid can fly.
Because you saw it with your own eyes.
No, he's fast.
Very fast.
He's the fastest guy. He might be the fastest guy in the team.
But weren't you at the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You saw a bunt where he
I went up high in the Aurora area because I wanted to be covered because of the heat.
Mm-hmm. Did that work well for you? You were nice and cool?
It was wonderful up that high. You got a nice breeze. It was quite lovely.
Huh.
And I liked the seats. I liked being above. Mm-hmm. You know, my son won't go to games with me anymore. So, but he liked being closer. So, like, now that I go with people my own age, I like being above. I like being able to see it all.
You and your walking group, did you get a group discount?
No. Once we incorporate, we will, or at least LLC.
Or 501c3.
Yeah. Then we'll do a free ticket thing. We'll work with them.
Get your names up on the board.
Oh yeah. I'm working on that anyway, but I don't have any connections over there. Where does Vinatieri rank in terms of all-time Patriots? All right. We'll be back in just a moment. There you go. You want to do a break on the Red Sox? Duran sucks, and the Fenway's changed a lot since 2006.
Ta-da!
You're welcome. There you go.
I am top 5, which is controversial.
There's a lot there. There's a lot of meat on that bone.
Yeah.
Snowball?
Yeah.
Come on.
You know, if my memory of things...
Game-winning kicks in the Super Bowl? Huh?
With my memory of things, if you did anything like... Remember that? It's just, nah. I don't know. No, it only happened once. See, the thing...
I may have cared desperately at the time, but since then...
No, because the thing with reruns is they rerun. That's why I remember all those shows. Like, the thing about sports is it happens and then it's over.
Right. You never go back and watch it again.
No. Very few things. I did watch the Wildcat game the other day on YouTube.
Just the one against the Dolphins?
Yeah,
that one?
because that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Pennington was quarterback for Miami in that game.
And they had no clue.
But
no clue how to stop it.
But the thing is that we got a break. But the thing about that Wildcat game is you think that the Wildcat was what it was going on. They couldn't stop the Dolphins throwing the ball. Like, the Dolphins were chewing them up.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you if you went back and look what Pennington was, bet you completed 85% of his passes in that game.
Made Tony Sperano a genius for about 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, it worked every time they did the Wildcat. Yeah. Like, they couldn't stop it. But it's not like they were just running it. Like, they were.
Right.
Pennington was doing whatever he wanted in that game. It's weird how bad they were defensively in that game. That's 2008. But if you ever wonder what I'm doing at home,
there you go.
Whatever the algorithm puts in front of me, I'll be watching it.
Yeah.
It said the Wildcat game.
I'm not pulling out old DVDs and VHS tapes and watching
No,
stuff.
I'm just like everyone else. Whatever the Musks and Zuckerbergs of the world tell me to watch, I'm watching it.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do it.
I'll look at this.
All right, here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headline.
Like a powerhouse.
IMG.
Yeah, IMG. And IMG beat them like 150 to nothing.
And kids were tearing ACLs.
Yes,
and their
I do
helmets were
remember
being
that.
knocked off because they didn't have enough helmets.
Somehow they convinced ESPN that they were a legit school. Yes.
Well, 3 years ago, I guess they put out a documentary called BS High, which I watched, about the guy who put Bishop Sycamore together, and it's a documentary about it, and I still don't know how they got to play. Like, it talks to the guy who started it is like a self-described con artist. Like, it's like kind of interesting to watch him talk because he's admitting but not admitting, and he's, he loves it. He loves that they're making a documentary about him.
Why did they explain in the documentary the motivation for doing it?
Sort of, but I don't know. And then they talked to the guy who made the schedule that year. Like, there's a guy that nationally makes these schedules for these like elite teams, and he described like how he did it. They had played a game the Friday before that Sunday.
That I don't remember.
Yeah, how would you know? But they played a game that Friday and then played IMG on Sunday.
Okay.
But the guy who made the national schedule didn't know that. But I still don't know how. That wasn't the first year they were around either.
Oh, all right.
They'd been around for a few years before that, so I don't quite know like how he got away with fielding a team. There were guys that had played in JUCO that were on that team that were like 21 years old.
It must have been money to the con artists. ESPN must have paid them to broadcast the game or something.
ESPN thing, I didn't finish it. The ESPN, but it got to the IMG game and like the fallout of it. The ESPN thing, no one from ESPN would talk to him.
Of course.
But I think that ESPN just had a schedule of games, and this got kind of brought to them as one of the high school games they'd be having. Maybe they did deal with IMG. I don't know. It doesn't really matter because ESPN's not really involved in it. It wasn't like the team got put together to play that game, and that's the only game they played. They had been around.
Oh, I thought that was the only.
But
game
none of the
played,
kids were really going to school. Like, they didn't have a school. They didn't have like food. The kids, because the kids came from all over the place,
right?
And they would have macaroni and cheese for lunch, and no one would eat it, so they'd reheat it and bring it back out for dinner. Like, kids had to start like ripping off food at Walmart and stuff because they weren't being fed. Kids were like, I had to get my grades up. My grades weren't good enough to get a scholarship, so I had to get my grades up because this was described as a prep year. Yeah. Like, these kids had all been through high school, and this was supposed to be a prep year. That's how he did it. But the rules in high school is that you can't play over the age of 19. Like, you're not allowed to play high school athletics at the age of 20 or older. So he had guys on the team that were 21 years old. During the ESPN call of the game, they're like, and number 55 is hurt. He's not on our roster that we were given. Like, there's just kids out there that weren't on any rosters. Mm-hmm. And they get their ass kicked. But like, it was like, 48-0 or 38-0, 48 maybe to nothing. I mean, nothing. I've seen games like that. I mean, that happens.
Sure.
But so it wasn't like completely ridiculous, but just the whole idea, and it blew it up. And they kind of asked the guy, like, why'd you do that? He goes, well, if we win that game, all of a sudden we're getting all these like recruits and everything. And they're like, yeah, but by being on TV, like, this was going to expose you as being this fake school. So I'm still interested in how he got away with it for as long as he did. And there was a guy in Ohio investigating it, not a reporter. He worked for like the high school sports association, and he had been calling all these media outlets for like 2 years going, this is a fake team. This is like not a real team. And everyone ignored him until they were on ESPN, and then they figured it out, and we're like, oh. Because kids were passing around the same helmet. Yeah. And then it kept popping off one of the kids.
Because his head was too big.
And then they asked the mom, well, the kid's head was too small. And then they asked the mom, and they're like, and he's like, oh, that was his helmet from high school, and I can guarantee you it wasn't up to the specifications that were required at the time that he was playing. And anyway, the kids, they were like, I need to get my ACT score up or at the time, or I need to get my grades up, because you do need a certain level of grades to accept a scholarship. And the school's like, yeah, we'll handle that. But then there were no classes. So there was no way to do anything. They weren't even taking classes. But if you're a high school kid and they go, you don't have to go to school, you're not going to go, oh, I want to go to school. So it's interesting. I still don't. I'm dumb is probably the reason, but I still don't completely understand how they pulled it off for as long as they did. But it is interesting. All right, so we'll be back in a moment. Bob Stossel begins his weekly interviews with us coming up in a moment. Mr. Capitalist firm when he was at Cal, and he gives no information, and then he just says that I came out because my body's my company. I came out after 1 year of college, and people said that was a bad idea. And I said, well, the people that, these venture capitalists are backing dropped out of school too. And then I said, who said it was a bad idea for you to leave school? What pick was he in the draft?
Third.
It's a good time to leave school.
Yeah.
When you're the third pick in the NBA draft.
Your value isn't going to be much higher.
Because I actually was like, oh, what did he learn? Like, is there something, did he learn something? And it's like, no, you didn't learn anything. There was no insight to that at all. Nothing. He learned to come out. I could have told him that, and I don't work for any venture capitalist firm. And then he goes on to describe, like, why should I, go in there and keep going to school and, like, rack up student loan debts? And I'm like, well, now you're not even talking about yourself. Now are you telling most people to drop out of college and start something that a venture capitalist firm is going to back? You have to come up with something that a venture capitalist firm is going to back.
Right.
Like if you come up with a company or an idea or you invent something and then you put it out and a venture capitalist firm goes, oh, here's a bunch of seed money, and you start a business. Yeah, you put college on hold, of course.
But you're not going to drop out of college because I'm an idea man. And I'm having trouble coming up with ideas while I'm having to go to class and write all these papers. So I'm going to quit school, come up with my idea. No,
you're going to hustle your way out of all your money.
Yes.
That's what's happening. Yeah, if you come up with some great idea or you get some job that you figure this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, absolutely leave school. But until that happens, I don't know what the advantages are for leaving. All right. Bob Stossel stayed in school. Now he's the big Patriots play-by-play announcer. He's the voice of the New England Patriots.
What year is this for Bob? He's been there.
But
I don't
know that Bob stayed in school. I don't know that he's a college graduate.
Oh, Bob's a real square.
I don't know that he is.
That's true. I forgot about that.
I don't know.
Bob, did you drop out?
No, John. I might have thought about it once or twice, but no. There was no way that I was going to drop out. I didn't have any ideas filling my head to earn me millions, or at least the backing of venture capitalists.
Yeah, it's just as simple as that. Just get, first of all, you have to get into Cal,
right?
And get access to the labs.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So my idea would be start trying in 5th grade. That would be my idea. What he doesn't say is like, yeah, you're at Cal. If you're at MIT and Cal, that's basically like playing football at Alabama. That's when you go in and you get access to all the minds and the labs, and that's when you invent something. I think you go to MIT and Cal kind of with the idea that I'm not going to get a degree. If you're in like tech, I think that's kind of the idea. It's just a place to go and have access to the lab and all these great minds and like run things off of them. But you have to get into one of those two schools. It's,
simple. Just poof.
From where did you take your degree, Bob Stossel?
It was in Cal. University of Dayton, the Harvard of the Miami Valley of Ohio.
University of Dayton baseball, very heavily recruiting Massachusetts kids, Bob Stossel.
Well, they didn't recruit this kid out of Central New York. He tried to walk on and spent the fall of his freshman year with the team, and that was it. But it did launch his broadcasting career eventually. But it's great. It's a good school, and a proud Flyer right here.
You tried to walk onto the baseball team?
I did, Fred. Did you not know that I was the state captain for the New York State Large School Class A champions my senior year of high school?
And you were not recruited out of college?
No.
Or out of high school?
Well, my coach wanted me to go to like a Division III school nearby, but I had my sights on major league dreams at that point, in both broadcasting and on the diamond. And actually in baseball, neither worked out, but at least it happened in football.
But you would have had a guaranteed spot at the D3 school. If you perform at the D3 level, you could have transferred into a D1
what
school.
D3 school did you?
Back then, honestly, Dayton was like their baseball program was worse than a Division III program. It's gotten a lot better.
Okay. Yeah, because I think the guy that runs it is an old BC guy or something, and he's recruiting the hell out of this area, my friend.
Yeah.
University of Dayton, right there off. Is that 75?
It is. It's 75, absolutely, right near the old NPR, the NCR, the National Cash Register headquarters that is now defunct, I think.
Real depressing. Real depressing. Detroit to Miami, Detroit to Orlando. That's a place where you really want to put the gun in your mouth. Middle of Ohio.
You go past, was it Kokomo or no? Actually, you wind up going to Toledo on the way to Detroit. I think you see a big tire there en route. I made that trip.
You're getting everything mixed up. There's a big tire, but it's not even on 75.
I'm all over the place.
I mean, please get your geography of the big tire right. I mean, if you go to Metro Airport and go into the city, you're going to see the big tire.
Yeah, so I'm confused because I'm conflating my trips to Detroit when I was in college, and my trips to South Bend or Chicago when I was in college.
I was offered a job at I just looked it up because I couldn't remember the name of the station. It was 103.9 The Edge in Dayton, Ohio. It was 1996, right around there.
Hardy, at that time, the only Edge I listened to was playing guitar for you too. So how about that, huh?
The only edge you used was to cut lines.
The edge of a razor blade that cut up the bathtub crank that you were buying there in southern Ohio.
Or to feel alive by cutting himself.
You mentioned music in radio in Dayton, Ohio, as we continue on this.
You did mention music.
The most famous DJ
also mentioned Crystal
Dayton, I would say, radio guy, was named Dan Pugh at the time. And he took some of his tapes, I think it was to CNN at the time. He might have gone straight from DJing at one of the local radio stations as a Dayton grad to working for CNN Sports, and later on The Big Show with ESPN, and now, of course, a rich and famous sports talk radio host.
Well, that's odd because we call your partner Scott Pugh. So there you have it, because he smells like crap.
Yeah.
Or too much cologne.
Well, he could use a little. He could use a little more from where I sit, Fred.
There you go. All right. Well, Bob, what you were working on a project.
Oh yeah,
I was asking this as a friend.
Very secretive.
Excellent recall.
Right.
I wrote it down. Like you laugh like I'm being a dick. I did this to be a friend. You were working on a project. I was just wondering how the project was going.
Well, I laugh because the project is keeping me up all night.
Oh, okay,
day after day.
Okay,
and I was just texting with someone who told me that this is kind of a common occurrence when you're trying to take on this kind of a project. I'm in the midst of trying to write a book, well behind schedule, and trying to get it done for the fall of 27. I was contracted by St. Martin's Press to write about your favorite topic, Fred, special teams in the NFL. Try to document who these guys are, what they do, why it matters. Just try to fill it with some interesting stories about people and kind of get into the weeds a little bit, but not too deep.
Was it your book proposal? Because St. Martin's Press is a real propublisher. Was this your book proposal, or did they come to you?
No, it was my book proposal. I put it together over the last few years. I guess it started with a certain Patriots special teams stalwart that I think I've been accused on this radio show of being maybe a little bit too much of a fanboy of in the past, and just being around that locker room and seeing the kind of guys that were that on that part of the roster, and spending a lot of time at their lockers, especially early on in my tenure, and getting a feel for really how important it is to the outcome of so many games. And and it's good and bad for teams. There have been a lot of teams that have lost because of poor special teams plan. I think you only need to go back to last year's Seattle Seahawks. They really had a great special teams unit and some really fascinating stories on that team. So I put together this proposal over a few years and pitched it around at a couple of different agents. And one of them was able to convince St. Martin's Press to give me a contract.
So you got an advance.
Well, it's not much, but it's enough that I better finish the book because I don't think I can afford to pay it back. So
Hardy looked it up. The bar is very high. If you want to outperform Belichick's book, 15,000, Bob. I mean, that's. Go ahead.
Well, for Bill Belichick, that's not great.
No, it's horrible. He was on national television promoting it. It was in airports.
Yeah, well, the one national television interview that I saw promoting it, Fred didn't go over.
Yeah, but then he did Strahan, and Strahan kissed his ass the whole time.
Strahan really put his feet to the fire. That was a hard-hitting interview.
Yeah, so
you know what? I have to say he was cooperative for this book. He was very accommodating.
Well, you were talking about something mundane. He loved it. He loved it. He got very into it.
Did you just call the subject matter of his book mundane?
No, because I'm sure Bob is going to have characters like McAfee or who have you in it, and some of these guys are real characters. I'm sure their eccentricities would be part of it, like a little part of it, if I'm not mistaken. Would it not?
I think it's a little part of it. Yeah. Especially there's coaches and. The fascinating part of it for me is like kind of diving into some of the backstories. I don't know how much time we have to spend on this.
There's not a lot to talk about with the Patriots.
I fully appreciate it, and I hope that we can come back and do this again down the road, assuming that I get this project
on your book tour. If we can get a hold of you, yes, absolutely.
Jeez.
but yeah, no, and there's a lot of fascinating stories, and there's a lot of guys that are kind of accidental standout kickers. Brandon Aubrey right now, the Cowboys. Prime example of that. But you find them in a lot of different ways, across the board. And I think that the real thing that for me was the hook is the fact that, they're long shots generally when you talk about these guys that fill the roles that are core special teamers. Some parlay their opportunities into every down jobs. Others, they're able to form a career out of it. A lot of other guys come and go. And I think, what motivates them and the reality of what they go through, for me, was really the driving force in this.
What's the title of the book? Is it some cutesy pun? You're calling it like special relations? Special, what are you doing?
Oh, I thought about special.
I saw 17 jokes and I can't say any of them. Go ahead.
I know. You thought about what?
I went with the specialists for now.
Oh,
that's a cool name.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm proud of you. So you put together this is the kind of stuff that I in my mind I think I could do, but I never could do it. Is that you had an idea, you figured out how to make a book proposal, you figured out how to find agents, and you did all of that, and now here you are. That's great.
Yeah,
that's
but
very admirable.
Fred, I got to tell you, Fred, I do appreciate that very much. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. I mean, I ran the marathon a few years ago physically. And I'm a slow writer. I'm an inveterate rewriter, time and time again.
Already using words I don't know, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm not accustomed to writing on deadline. This project really has had a quick turnaround time that I wasn't necessarily prepared for at the outset. Signed the contract, and then it was like, hey, you better get this done by the fall. And a lot of times guys will have writers, and will have a lot more time than that, in a narrative nonfiction piece. But I'm doing my best. I hope it comes out, and there's always that risk that it doesn't, but we're working on it.
You can always oral history the thing. I'm not kidding either. I mean, you could have sections that are oral histories. I don't know how that might be even harder.
I was thinking the same thing because I have one idea for one book ever in my life, and it would have been an oral history. And then I started thinking about, oh God, that's still going to be a lot of work
because you're cutting up like hundreds of hours of interviews and then like transcribe. I guess with AI it would be a little easier, but transcribing them and then finding the places that fit. Yeah, that might be harder.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so much for that idea. All right. Well, Bob, you're stuck with the narrative. I'm the traditional narrative. All right. Well, listen. While you're at camp and you're there, we had a kid in here. He goes to Syracuse. He's gone to every camp, every day of camp. He claims since he was 3 years old. He's been at every day of open Patriots camp since he was 3 years old.
Oh my God.
That's what we thought.
That's what I called him in and we talked to him for 10 minutes.
We didn't believe him.
He loves it.
He's still at Syracuse right now?
He's going into his sophomore year at Syracuse.
Yeah, I think I know who that is. I'm going to contact one of his professors who actually is a friend and an old colleague, and I'm going to tell him to set him straight.
Okay, because I'll tell you, this kid's is Miriam Reese the whole season? They're going to the car wash together.
That's awesome.
So, but Bob,
couldn't shadow a better guy.
Specifically, like this season at camp for the Patriots, outside of watching Drake May's connection to A.J. Brown, what is there? What has there been? I think it's been a quiet off season in the NFL in general. And just I mean, for the Patriots, they've got one of the stories with A.J. Brown being there, but what would one be looking at? What have you been looking for? Has there been anything to necessitate you being there every single day?
You know, Hardy, I mean, the answer for me is this year, not really to this point. And I'll tell you the thing I said recently, I think I said it to Phil Perry, you know, this is so different from the last however many years where you kind of know who, at least when the camp started, who's going to be the starting 11 on offense and on defense, give or take a guy here or there. You know, the big question marks were generally health related with a couple of the offensive linemen, left tackle, the guard that they got in free agency, Elijah Vera Tucker, defensively as well. You know, the rush end position. Would Yakis come in after signing late, and what was his injury situation?
Is it Yakis or Akis? Are you pronouncing it wrong?
I maybe I'm going to work on that.
Yeah, you got to work on that. I think it's Akis, but
I think it's Akis.
I think it is Akis.
But, you know, I mean, I think the thing for me, like having said all that, is like now, like we're starting to see some of the things creep up when you see like Carlton Davis still being managed the way he's being managed, Barmore coming off the field the other day, having been managed very carefully and cautiously this year, and even Campbell the other day, not involved with the brace on his elbow. And I say that only because I think last year they dodged a bullet in a lot of cases when you think about it. I mean, that they got the season they did just in games appeared by Carlton Davis from him, considering his recent past.
Morgan Moses was a miracle. I mean, like
Morgan Moses,
almost a miracle, right?
Yeah. Like every time you watched him go down, there was a feeling like he may not get up. And yet he continued to, he'd leave games at times and come back out and had the full season under his belt. They were very fortunate last year, which is rare in the NFL, for a team to get through the season with as little attrition as they experienced. They did have some injuries that I think affected them down the stretch, but really not anything too significant. So you start to wonder, like, okay, what's the state of those guys? And then I think for the other big question mark, it's how the wide receiver room sorts out. I mean, I've been one of those people that doesn't want the Patriots to trade Kayshon Boutte, but I've expected Kayshon Boutte to be on the way out at some point because I just feel like they haven't made a commitment to him at this point, and they've made this commitment to these other guys. And can you really afford to keep 7 wide receivers, especially if you might be able to get something back? Although I'm not sure what that would be in his case at this point. So I think for me, it's really those things in particular, the young players that are coming in. Is there really going to be an impact guy for this team right now among that rookie class? I think they better hope, whether it's Akis or Yakis, that he provides it when he gets out there, because I think that's a big question mark for them defensively, is getting pressure on the quarterback on a consistent basis.
All right. Well, listen, Bob Socci, we look forward to talking to you after every game. Things get cooking on Thursday. Big game on Thursday. Joint practices tomorrow, so that should be interesting. Bob Socci, thank you so much for the time, sir, and good luck on your book. And you're now a tortured writer. You're now a tortured writer.
Thank you very much.
All right, Bob Socci, there you go. We'll talk to him every week from here on out. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
All right. By the way, Mike Reese, if you've been listening to the whole show, you're a good person. Mike Reese brought muffins from like a muffin shop in, a real bakery.
The Muffin House.
And, Hardy cut him into force because, Mike was like, don't eat a whole one. You won't make it through the show.
Yeah, we never dug down on that to find out.
We had so much going on.
You'd be so full and you'd just be...
He's like, I put a little bit of Advil PM in each one. Come on and take a bite of the muffin. And So you can't eat all the muffins, right? So like we all have like a little bit of muffin, and then the day goes on, and then during the Bob Sosi interview, Hardy does a gesture with his head to look out the window.
I was wondering what you guys were looking at.
I did this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Guess who was rummaging through the muffins?
Nicholas?
No, that would be CC, Nicholas, or Ryan. They're for them too.
Right.
It was Adam.
Oh,
yeah, Adam was out there. And the thing is that Adam didn't just like pick up a muffin and leave. He like was touching everything, and then he started touching stuff and not taking it, which was very odd.
That's gross. Don't be doing that.
Free muffins.
Yeah. Well, he's used to day olds. He's just going to the. That's a little bit of the kind of Miles Davis right there. He was going crazy. Yeah, so he just goes out there and he starts touching the muffins like there's no tomorrow. He loves it. And he went with one with like blueberries or cranberries so he don't get scurvy. That's a big problem with that.
Well, I tell you what, Bob Sosi Mike Reese need not worry about the corn muffin. I had a quarter of that, and it was a delight.
Oh, good.
He made a big deal about a corn muffin. Like everyone eats corn muffins.
He's like, I know it's off the board.
He said it's for old people.
I know it's off the board. Not a lot of people eat the corn anymore.
You go down south, they give you like nice restaurants will give you a nice piece of cornbread.
Cornbread,
not in
muffin.
not in maybe in muffin form, but they'll give you a nice piece.
It
of
is
corn.
kind of an old person thing. It's like the cruller at Dunkin'. Not every Dunkin' has the crullers because that's an old person donut. But you go to the old school shops, they still have them. Like one in West Roxbury, they've always got crullers.
Where there's like a meeting at 5 a.m. on Sundays. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
The Toucher and Hardy email bit is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com.
Good morning, guys. I wanted to share some exciting news with you. While floating down the Saco River with friends last Friday, the topic of Apple TV shows is being discussed. The morning show came up, but I had to give them the unfortunate news that the girl from that show had been stabbed. What's her name? Reese? My wife said it. Witherspoon. To which I replied, no, with a knife, dummy. It was so flawless that I felt like I had ascended into another dad joke dimension. Thanks, Hardy. It's from Bill.
Good. You've annoyed someone
outside this room. Good for you.
Dave, who emails us a lot, says the whole thing. He says that the name of the song by the Goo Goo Dolls that's about the MTV personality Kennedy is called Name. It's that song Name, not Iris. Is Name.
Okay.
And he says the whole thing is he won't say Kennedy's real name, that he won't tell anyone your name, like your real name.
Okay.
And out of all the women that he could have had in the world, based on personality and looks, he went with Kennedy.
The guy from Goo Goo Dolls?
Yeah, like
well, you see how
well, he's not the troll bass player. He was the handsome Johnny Resnick, Buffalo's finest. That guy probably pulled a bunch of chicks. I mean, he's in a band.
We're not talking about the bass player?
No, the bass player was not unfortunate looking, but I'm sure he got girls too, just being in Goo Goo Dolls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that if you're...
Yeah, he was good looking.
Yeah, he was very good looking. If you're like, and it doesn't really matter, if you're rubbing elbows with, people like in that kind of setting, I imagine back in like what was it, when that song came out? Was it 19 something or was it 2000 something?
No, it was 90s.
MTV's at its height. I imagine the 95. The whole staff is beautiful. And Kennedy is the one.
Yeah.
She was annoying too.
Yeah.
Like she was trying to be like this like alternative lady, but I don't think she even was. Let me read this one though. Jim, who doesn't email often, Jim in Providence. Fred, I am fascinated. Do you think Bill's craptastic book outsold Jim Gray's pile of garbage? I'm actually curious who sold more. What a disaster. I hope Mike Lombardi is hanging in there in his gimp suit in Bill's sex dungeon. Have a delightful Monday. That's Jim in Providence. I don't know. I forgot that that Jim Gray put a book out.
Talking to Goats. Yep.
There's a chance Jim Gray's book outsold Belichick's. Absolutely. I mean, who would have watched? And because like the big thing is that like he was two things is that like he was on those national shows, and you would think that they put the book up in bookstores or it was sold in places that sell like very few books, but you know the books they do sell, people just grab them like airports. But if you watched an interview with him, who would want to like read his thoughts on something? He's so dry and boring. Like, who would want to read something that he had to say?
Because it's a riveting, insightful sports memoir of never-before-told stories from Jim Gray, 12-time Emmy Award winner, Hall of Fame sports broadcaster, and renowned... It dropped off. But he's a renowned something, so that's why people would read it. It's a memoir from Jim Gray. I don't know why I have to say anymore.
Yeah.
Tabitha Soren, according to Brendan Murphy, married the writer Michael Lewis, guy who wrote Moneyball, The Big Short.
Yeah.
He says, which seems disappointing for some reason. I don't know
Wait,
why.
who married him?
Tabitha Soren.
Yeah, Tabitha Soren was the smart one, you know? You know, Adam Curry invented some like something with technology, and he's all rich now. He had delightful hair. First host of Headbangers Ball.
Oh, that's right.
Or the first big host of Headbangers Ball. Maybe he didn't host the first one, but he was the first big one. The height of Headbangers Ball, he was there.
Curry registered the unclaimed domain name MTV.com in 1993. Left to start his own web portal design and hosting company.
Yeah.
MTV sued him for the domain name.
I would assume that that's a lawsuit that have to... just sitting on those domain names doesn't seem like that should have been allowed.
His company grew to have over 4,000 employees and was sold to Think New Ideas, Inc. Yeah. I think he did okay.
No, I think he became quite wealthy. He's almost like a little sassy when you ask him about his MTV past. Because he was on that infamous plane when Doc McGee got busted with all that pot, like 2 tons of pot, and he did the Moscow Music Peace Festival, and it was Motley Crue, Skid Row, Ozzy, Scorpions, and they all took this plane over to Russia. And on the plane, Adam Curry was on it, interviewing bands and stuff. And I guess the plane was it was an anti-drug campaign. And the whole plane was just guys completely annihilated on drugs. And Adam Curry, if you ask him about it, is that's not me anymore. I'm a big tech guy.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
He invested $65,000 in Ask Jeeves, which he had forgotten about until his lawyer called him with the news of a windfall. It went public, and all of a sudden I had $150 million. Good for him. Whatever happened to Ask Jeeves? This is a good site. You could ask that sumbitch anything, and he'd come up with the answer. I don't know how that Adam Curry is still worth all that much money because he started doing a satellite radio show again. So
sometimes you got to keep your hand in the business.
All right.
Do you have anything there for us, Jonathan? Or
there's someone wants to know my top 5 Patriots of all time. We were talking about the Adam Vinatieri argument. Would Adam Vinatieri be in my top 5?
He's really doing this. Go ahead.
No, you asked if I had an email. I got 2 different people asking me this.
Well, I asked if you had a good email.
Oh, sorry.
How about this?
I don't have a good email. No.
Why can Fenway host shows during the season? Why is it now? We don't know that it's an issue for Gillette Stadium. We were talking about this with Reese earlier. Now you'll have a period of 10 days or so while the Red Sox are out of there, and they cover the field and the host shows there, multiple shows. But it is interesting.
Yeah, they're not gone for 3 or 4 weeks at a time. They got to come back and play.
Yeah. How do they manage to pull that off?
It's a good question. It's a very good question. How many concerts? How many concerts do they have conservatively during the season
at Fenway?
Yeah,
it feels like it's up to 10 now.
Yeah.
How do they pull it off with the grass and they can't do it?
Do it at Gillette. Yeah.
I don't know, because Gillette's not having concerts in the winter, so you can't use weather as an excuse.
The only time that field would get extra heavy use is that one day where they have all those high school football games there. Or it's like 3 days now. We have like back-to-back games there.
At Fenway?
No, at Gillette.
Okay.
The only time the field gets extensive use.
Yeah, but then I would go, don't have the games at Gillette.
Yeah.
That can't make them any money. That doesn't sell. I mean, they sell 400 tickets a game.
Right.
That's not making them any money. Yeah, you just move that anywhere. Play at Harvard. It'd be cooler.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a cooler
Grass
stadium.
fields, Fred. Can't do
it's
it.
also like kind of cool. Like I remember when the Cannons used to play there.
Yep.
Like it's a cool setting. It's like ancient. I'd rather play there, I think, if I was a kid. I just think it's cooler. But anyway, because I played at the Silverdome in Pop Warner, and first of all, that was just a sheet of plastic on top of concrete. It killed to fall. Like there was, if you want to talk about fields, there was no concern for the players.
That place in Philadelphia was very famous for that too.
And
It's like It was like indoor-outdoor carpet laid over a concrete slab.
Yeah, legit, just carpet, no shock value.
Yes, I can
on
tell you.
concrete.
I can tell you with all authority that was the case, and we were all excited to go there. But there's one thing about going to a professional football game with a big crowd and cheering and everything, and there's another thing about playing a Pop Warner or high school game in a stadium that's empty and there's no pomp and circumstance. It's a little almost Orwellian. Like it's like just you're in this empty dome. And like, and it wasn't just, Fred. It was like everyone was like, oh, this is kind of weird. Like, like it was fun, the idea of it. And then once we started, it was like, I mean, there was maybe 40 people there. Like, you're just like, this sucks.
Seating capacity was what, 70, 60,000?
86,000.
Oh, it's more. All right.
Yeah. It was like eerie. And they don't play music and stuff.
Right.
And they're like, they introduced you like on the field and you ran on the field and that was cool. And then there was no announcer and it was just playing on a field in front of empty seats. Like, and by the way, it's the Silverdome, so it's not like where champions were made.
Yeah.
Just a dump. So anyway, I don't know why they don't just put grass on in Gillette. I'm sure that it's money, I know, but but it must be money maintaining the field because they could have concerts and still keep the grass, or they could get the grass out of there and have concerts.
Yeah, you spend a lot on the artificial turf, but you do it once every 3 years, and it's a huge outlay of money as opposed to maintaining grass all year long, and that's more expensive.
And the whole Breer thing about owners are not rooting for games like fans root for games. It's not just about winning the Super Bowl. That's nice, but it's winning the Super Bowl while you make the most money. And because if you really just wanted to win Super Bowls, you'd put grass in. I mean, because you protect the players. I mean, the healthier the player, the better your chance of winning the Super Bowl. You would pay them. You'd spend the money to put grass down. You'd figure it out. But that's not the mission necessarily. The mission is that would be like, according to Burt, and I believe him, like in an owners meeting, they'd be like, "You fool, you put grass down. How much did that cost you?" "Well, it cost me $10 million. $10 million. Ah! And then you got to go and sit there and be teased. That's really what's going on. I don't like to think about it because I like football. And I don't like to be thought about just like a room of 32 billionaires just laughing at us for being clowns, giving them all this money. But that's essentially what's going on.
Yeah.
But I don't like to think about it. I like the Sunday of sitting there. All right, we'll be back. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
Max Muncy's wall ball.
We are Toucher and Hardy. What's going on, Hardy? You tell me. I gotta know.
Gen Z has the hack to get you off your phone and spending less time on it. There is a movement to switch to Do Not Disturb all day long. Do Not Disturb.
How does that keep you off the stuff that wastes your time? Like
because they say that oftentimes you won't be on your phone, but then you get a text, and then you look at the text, and then you start messing around on your phone. But if there's nothing to prompt you when you're not already on your phone to go to your phone, you are less likely to get on your phone. Now, this part of the article I push back on where it says, on TikTok, Gen Zers document how they have gotten rid of their smartphones in favor of flip phones. I have not seen that.
I've not seen that
at all.
No.
And I believe that is not a thing. But this is becoming a more and more common trend where people just put on Do Not Disturb all day, check it at the end of the day. Anything that needs to be replied to, you do it then.
That seems to be a lot of holes in that. You're still carrying
Just a
around
few.
the computer in your pocket. It doesn't stop any of that from happening. All it does is stop you from getting texts. The one thing the phone is for, like a flip phone would still get you. At least you get the text on the flip phone.
I would think so too, but
so wouldn't it be just buy a flip phone?
I'm going to try right now. I'll see how.
Well, what if I have to get in touch with you?
Yeah, right. Come over to my house. Stop by, soap opera style. You need to talk to somebody, you just go over there and knock on the door.
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot with TV shows over the years. Even when I was a kid, I was like, everyone keeps coming over to everyone's house without saying anything.
Come and knock on our door.
Do not disturb. Boom.
But they'll be waiting for them.
That's right.
So they knew they were coming.
Flight was canceled after a toddler refused to fasten their seatbelt. Cross Canada flight
I thought address the flag.
had to be canceled after a misbehaving tot. What is this? The Herald refused to fasten their seatbelts, stranded the passengers until the following day. No, it is the Post. NYPost.com.
Wait. So the toddler was flying alone?
No, but the parents couldn't get the toddler to sit down.
Oh.
They attempted to strap the unruly child in, but to no avail, leaving them no choice but to abort takeoff.
Boy.
And then come back and just drop them off and then take off?
By the time the family had deplaned and filed the requisite paperwork, it was past 12:30, which is when the runway shutters. So this happened very late at night.
I mean, what are they going to do? I mean,
kid was tired and lost his mind.
I mean, what are you supposed to do? I'm sure that everyone tried everything to get the kid to calm down, and if he won't calm down, he won't calm down.
That's the one thing that does not bother me. It's like no one likes a crying baby on a flight, but I was there. Someone's got a kid and they're crying. I'm like, and people are like, oh, I'm just, shut up.
Yeah, like if the toddler's like going nuts, like you can't physically restrain him, and if you can't, no, you can't. Like not on a plane full of people, you can't. No. You can't hold them down during takeoff. I mean, you could, but you're not allowed to. So, I mean, it is what it is. I feel bad for the parents. I feel bad for everyone that was on the flight. I mean, that's a story that they can hang over the kid's head for the rest of his life or her life or their life.
Good.
Yeah.
Done.
Well done.
Not going to top that. Let's
Nope.
go.
Everyone have a muffin. They've been sliced up by Hardy. They're out there. They've been out there for a while now, but it's probably still good eating. Zolak is in studio because it's a private practice today.
Yep.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What did Adam 12 purchase near my house? I was on hold for like 20 minutes.
Today?
No, when you guys did the Adam 12 bit.
Oh,
yeah.
What did he purchase by your house?
He purchased something on Facebook Marketplace right by
No, he's selling stuff.
No, he purchased.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Hardy talked about his kid driving all the way out west for $40.
Oh, no, they were selling something and they had an interest. They had interest. The person had interest and they lived in the western part of the state, and he wanted his child to come meet the person.
I think it was the Stratego game.
Yeah, I think you're right.
To sell a board game.
Yep.
Go meet and he goes,
in a white van in the Lowe's parking lot.
No, but the genius thing is I said, isn't that dangerous? He goes, no, you meet at a police station or a public park.
Yeah.
It was
Rest stop.
Yeah.
That's right. That was the other
one. A public park was his idea. Just an empty public park where they could dispose a body and never be found under the cover of brush. All right, that'll do it for us. Everyone have a great day. Bye.
Talk to you tomorrow. Toucher and Hardy.